have no first name.
Huh.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Quick recap of last session.
Nothing.
You guys had a sudden, dramatic realization that you basically have no idea who each other are. So you set about getting to know one another, a little bit of strengths and weaknesses, and just general what brought you here. What's your deal?
What's your deal?
You supplied up, most of you. Airic bought a horse.
Yeah.
I think he told people in passing right near the end.
I bought a horse.
Yeah.
Walking all that way.
Yeah, exactly. You managed to supply up, get a little bit of a plan going of roughly what you're doing. And then Fonkin turned into a mouse and ran out of the tavern. And then Aravae left the tavern as well. Ace left the tavern, although he returned after Laz tried to follow him and completely failed to be stealthy.
Stalking you in the alley.
That's what
And I had a really good chuckle at Ace attempting to summon the dark god of the underworld.
Just so you know, I'm not forgetting that. That would come back eventually.
I loved it. It was great. So we left off. Sorry.
We also came to the conclusion that Laz is completely untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And no one trusts Laz. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic for sure.
He is our leader.
So we left off. Oh man. Each of you went to sleep. Some of you in the tavern. Some of you in trees. But the night passed without incident.
I'm in a corner.
Yeah, you all awake, refreshed, spell slots regained, health recovered.
Yes.
For those of you that have spell slots.
Yes. Sneak attack.
And it is morning now, the sun is rising. You can hear bustling in the streets. Day is yours.
So I was thinking we go shopping, and then we go back to the other guy, and then we...
So
Currently,
Dicey's?
4 of you are in the tavern.
Yeah.
Aravae and Fonkin are currently not present.
What time is it?
Unless they have returned.
What time is it?
It's probably about between 8 and 9 a.m. right now.
Oh, we slept in.
Well, you stayed up pretty late drinking and talking.
Assuming this is the time of the year when the sun would be up by now, I probably would be up and would head back to the end.
Yeah, it's fall, so it's...
Fall.
Yeah.
Debatable.
It's not like...
really fall.
Yeah, it's not like high in the sky, but it's...
But there is some sun.
Yeah,
There's
it's light out.
Okay. Yeah, I'd head back to the end.
I'm gonna buy everyone breakfast.
Okay. Gladly accept.
I am going to get up and climb down the tree, put away my hammock, and I'm gonna look around, and I'm gonna pick a direction.
Oh, I love this part. You know what I can't wait for is in the future when Laz and Aravae go on a mountain mission together by ourselves. We're not gonna find anything
Did you say mountain?
on a mission.
On a mission where?
It doesn't matter. We're just gonna get lost in the city somewhere.
If it's the city, I'm screwed.
You're gonna become
So it's
Rest
one
eaters.
piece for the total for the 4 of you.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm buying for literally everyone.
Okay.
Even if the people aren't there, I bought the breakfast.
Okay, so that's 1 gold and
What's breakfast?
say 5 silver.
Okay. Chris, just for reference,
Yeah.
for the day, I've prepped Bless, Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, Aid, Hold Person, Locate Object, and Spirit Weapon.
You're my pick.
And then I have my domain ones.
Yeah.
Fairy Fire, Sleep, Moonbeam, and See Invisibility.
Do you know them?
So good. He at this point he would know them.
He knows the domain ones. So
His domain one,
the ones that are prepped are pretty much from the book.
yeah, he literally just opened up the book and he's like, okay, I just need this for this one, and this for this one, and this for this one.
Okay. Aravae, you pick a direction.
Yes, what are, 4, 8,
4, where you are right now.
north?
Cardinal. North, south, east, west.
North.
You picked north, okay.
I rolled north, so.
Okay,
Trying
you
to find
are...
your way back to the tavern.
Yeah.
You wake up and look around and think, well, that was a great sleep. Let's get back to that tavern. And you head north,
Yeah?
which is not the correct direction.
Dang it!
We're currently heading away from the front
I
gate.
have one more
from,
chance.
and from the sort of fancy little area you're in, the gardens. You're heading into what looks to be a residential district.
Okay.
So it's really just multi-story houses, no shops on.
Is there
This
anybody
area.
on the street walking?
Yeah, there's people, like there's some people setting up little corner shops and things, and lots of people walking the street, guards, commoners.
I'm going to ask a guard for help.
Okay. Where are you asking? You're looking for the tavern, or
The tavern.
okay?
I'm not sure like how much you want to roll for that. I'm like good to go all into this, but yeah.
Well, you asked the guard for directions, and he saw you coming.
Is it
Heading
the
north.
same guard?
No,
Oh.
he saw you heading north, and he says, "Well, first off, you're going the wrong way.
Okay.
So you want to turn around, go back that way through the gardens,
Okay.
and after a little while of going straight, you'll see the front gate.
So I should just go to the front gate?
If you go to the front gate, you just have to turn east from there.
Are you posted here?
I am posted here.
You're not
yes.
allowed to like leave the area at all?
No, but there are guards posted all over the city.
Okay, I will walk to the gate.
Okay. So you get back to the gardens,
Okay.
and he said, keep walking in the same direction.
I'll keep walking straight then.
Okay. So after a little while longer, you don't really recognize anything, probably because your mind was just a little hazy from the craze of yesterday.
Is it the same guards?
They're all wearing the same uniforms. You haven't really
I asked
memorized
them
any
for
faces.
directions last night though. Are they the same guys?
No.
Dang.
They're probably sleeping right now.
Darn.
But eventually you do make your way to the front gate.
Okay.
And do you remember what he told you?
Yeah, not no.
Okay. What do you do?
I am going to look at my surroundings
Okay.
and turn around and talk to a guard.
Okay. And you're asking where the tiger is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's east of here.
East. Where's east?
Points a direction,
Okay.
which is east.
Is it straight?
Well, if you're facing the front gate from inside the city, it would be to your left.
Do I just go straight?
Yeah, the tiger's straight from there.
Can I see it from here?
Not from here, but after a short walk, you'd
So-
be able to see the sign hanging.
So she turns to the guard. She says, "So all I need to do is just walk in one direction that way."
Yes, if you come to an intersection, which you will,
Okay.
just keep going.
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay. And she does it.
I
Okay.
am enjoying this idea of a ranger that can get lost.
We've had proficiency in survival or something like.
Not in a city.
Not in the city.
So after another short walk, you pass through an intersection successfully without taking a turn, and you see the familiar hanging sign with the leaping tiger on it.
Okay.
Do you see Fonkin in the trees?
I don't know. Do I see Fonkin in the trees?
Fonkin,
I mean,
are you still in the trees?
I think at this point I made my way to the inn.
My breakfast is probably cold.
I would have asked for them to blow
Oh, that's
off.
so thoughtful.
You
Yeah,
guys
so-
were it's just like, oh, you're not here. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't see Fonkin in the trees because he's made his way back.
Whatever.
So,
Okay.
so the four of you had started. Fonkin came in probably shortly after.
What the fuck is Aravae?
And after you're probably about done eating most of your food, a familiar face walks through the front door.
Oh, good. Oh, I found it. I did it, guys.
Congratulations.
Hey.
Where were you?
I was sleeping.
Well, you know we had rooms.
Yeah, but I went to bed in my room.
She's like that.
No more explanation needed. Let's move on then.
While I'm at the table, I'm just gonna have the book open, and I'm gonna have it open to Sacred Flame, and like hold a hand out and just start kind of reading through it. And I want it to just start casting in my hand,
Cool, yeah.
and then as soon as I look up and see it, I'm just like, and by the way, I ritually cast Unseen Servant before I got out of bed today. That's part of Laz's morning ritual.
Never seen someone use Unseen Servant so much. I like it.
Trust me, bud, you're gonna get a lot of use. This is my mage hand.
Fair enough.
That's great.
And he, in very much the same way, he's just kind of puttering around the table. Whenever I'm sitting and not doing anything, he's just giving me a bit of a gentle shoulder massage.
Which no one can see.
No one
You
can
see the cloth, shifting slightly, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's great.
All right.
Would you like some of this?
What is?
I mentally send him over to just tap on his shoulder.
Like pull out my sword. What the fuck was that?
It's just me. I have like an invisible friend. He gives me a massage when he's not doing anything else. It's quite nice.
Listen, I mean,
You have an invisible friend?
I am not the smartest person, but I know that's a fucking lie.
Starts to give you a massage.
Let's go. Locks up, like.
Full tense.
Yeah, and like he has to work his way, so he's pushing chainmail into his back.
Yeah, it's not uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, okay.
Oh boy.
Anybody else? Massage? I'm good. It's quite relaxing. Don't doubt it.
I'm
That
squared
doesn't
away.
look very relaxing, though.
I mean, it's better if you're not in giant armor, which is why I wear this. But
That's the reason you were there.
Did my morning
So he could get a massage. Wow.
sacrifice.
That checks, yeah.
For a
It's just-
massage bonus.
it just really starts a day off right, you know?
You torture yourself every day?
It's not torture, it leaves you loose and limber.
For all those physical feats of strength you're going to do.
Just in case. Never can be too, like, ready to go.
Yeah, you look the sword.
Thank you.
Alright.
Alright, so they brought your
I look
breakfast out.
I look at
You.
Ace as he's. What does it look like? What you're doing in your hand?
If breakfast is out, then probably after he's got the fire, making sure he's not burned, obviously, and then one hand probably eating whatever he has, and the other hand he's like going through the book, looking at it pretty closely, just making sure he's not missing anything at the moment. Kind of very
So you
busy.
made like a fire in your hand, or is it like a color or light or something? Like what is it?
It was like probably just like a ball of fire right above his palm, kind of thing, and then he quickly just like patted it out and stopped it, kind of thing.
Is that part of your morning ritual?
I hope not.
The eggs are already cooked, mate.
No, it's called Sacred Flame, apparently. Apparently I can throw that. And,
You can throw it.
I can throw it and it hits pretty hard. So...
Maybe don't do it in here.
Oh, no. Come on, I wouldn't start a fire in here. Probably.
Looks like you could.
It could. It definitely... It could have. And you make a good point. I'm not going to cast anything else in here. You make a good point.
That's quite the show of
Yes,
whatever you want to call it.
I think I might have something for you, and he's gonna come over to you, and he's gonna put a hand on you, and I'm gonna give him the vigilance of the night thing.
Yeah, sword one.
now?
So basically, the next time that you roll initiative, doesn't matter how long it is until we roll initiative, you have advantage on initiative.
Wow.
Ridiculous
Yeah,
feature.
basically,
Whoa.
between you two, it's gonna be the most incredible thing because you get super boosted.
Is that how many uses per day is that?
It's the
Is
benefit.
it a divine
I can use
intervention?
it. Nope, it's just I can use it and
You can only use it on one
but
person
I can
at a
only use
time.
it on one person at a time, and it ends as soon as they roll initiative.
Right.
So if we go initiative and then back into another fight like right away, then
So I get it
Yeah.
one time.
you get it one time.
So what we could do,
But I can just keep applying it to you for every fight.
what we could do to hack the system is send one person into a fight at a time. Just give them very high
Just
initiative.
cheese it all.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I
But
could-
then the first person would be 1v whatever.
Yeah,
Because everything else
and it would kind of
roll initiative.
negate the purpose of having.
Taric can handle that for a while.
So,
What do I feel when you do that?
Probably just a little more, maybe a little more heightened kind of thing. Maybe just a little more ready for, ready for
like
the
a
fight.
spider sense?
Yeah, kind of a little more like, a little more prepared, a little more ready, a little more like kind of in the zone, kind of thing.
Cool.
how did everyone sleep?
Fantastic.
Like a light.
Like I usually do.
How do you normally sleep?
Fine.
Oh, good.
It's true.
Fonkin?
Nice change from.
Now, where did you go?
Wait.
You don't know where you went?
I'm just being obtuse.
So weirdest thing, I was hearing some rustling in the trees when I was coming back.
No, that's called the wind.
You're right, probably just the wind.
Do they not have that in the city you're from?
There it is.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, they have wind there.
Okay.
A decent bit.
I was pretty sure that was universal.
You know, they
I
actually
think-
call
yeah.
Ravenhelm the Windy City.
They do. They do call it that.
The windy
They
city.
also call it the worst city.
It's true.
The worst.
Is that because it's windy?
It might be.
It doesn't
It might
know if
also
it's the
be
worst
the
city.
the high amount of people living on the streets and the the corruptness in the city. I don't know. It might be the wind too. Could be both.
It's a real bummer.
It is. It is.
Should we get going?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Don't man, I'm not here.
Where are we going, by the way?
Well-
Where are we going? Like what? Like how do we know
Your
where to go?
northeast was.
I have
What
a
you-
sense of where we're going. Like
Yes.
the direction. I know
You
more
know
or
it's
less.
northeast.
Do we have an idea of how far away?
I'm probably gonna say if we're going somewhere, we should go northeast, and then I should use just to see if they're still within the city. Use locate object
Locate object.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
on the tiara that she was wearing.
Yeah.
Because I did see it up close, and so I'm gonna try to cast it and see if she's still within the city. If she's not, then we know that she's somewhere out of the city, probably just northeast, out on the roads.
I had a thought. I kind of realized we never. One, I don't know her name, which I think might be important if we happen to have to ask someone where she is, or if they've seen her pass by, or anything of the like. Two, I thought we might ask the king or Mr. Crybo if
Oh.
they can think of any other reason why she may have been targeted, aside from ransom as a royalty, If there's any other reason as, more specific or other than just want of money. They seem to put a real big deal into getting her, so they want her bad.
Actually, it might not be a bad idea to find out if they have a hunch as to who would have taken her.
Yeah, maybe they have a particular political enemy or something like that. Like I like to be prepared. I like to know what I'm up against, and if there's anything we should know going in.
Do you want to handle that?
I suppose I'm not really
You
one for.
you three seem quite keen on it. How about you go?
I mean, we can meet you somewhere
Right
after.
Right here.
I have one person I want to talk to. I was thinking about talking to the captain of the guard, Uzrin. He seemed like I don't want to talk to Krygon again. He seems like the worst type of person who would pull up and stab someone in the back if given a chance. Just gave that vibe. But I trust Uzrin.
Whoa!
Not that's
Really?
that's a judgment call and a half there.
I don't like people who stay in cities for too long.
So you're saying he would bone you?
Without a second
Yes,
thought.
Tristan. Choose your words. Yes.
Oh dear.
He would bone you. He would bone you hard and all night long.
Right in the back.
Right in the back.
I don't know that term.
I think it means hurt.
Hurt.
Oh my god!
He would bone him. Yeah.
So much boning.
Yeah. A lot of it. Like a bad guy.
Yeah.
How about we try and find out the princess's name?
You do that,
There's so
I
much
will-
as find out.
I-
You just
I'm not
have to
gonna
ask,
stop.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you from going to Cryvanius, but I am going to see all
Well, I
this.
feel like Captain of the Guard might actually know
So
more of what's going on. It might
what
be
is
more-
the grouping looking like on this? Like, because I'm gonna go. I know 100% I'm going northeast, and I'm gonna cast this spell. And if anybody wants to come with me to do that, then that's great. If nobody wants to come with me, that might be a little unfortunate.
Laz, in the middle of your sentence, stands up and walks towards the barkeeper.
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me, sir or ma'am? I don't know actually.
It's the big 7-foot tall man.
Ma'am. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Do you by any chance know the princess's name?
of course I do.
Could you share? We don't actually know.
You're not from here, I take it then.
No. No.
Her name is Irena.
Irena.
Yes,
Irena.
Irena.
You spell that?
Princess.
Irena.
Well, that solves one of them.
You know the name of the king?
Asking the hard questions. I have it written down. Hang on.
What's his favorite color?
King's name is Farun.
Foreign.
That's Fahrun.
Farum.
Much obliged. Well, that's 2 checks off the list.
I did my job.
I mean, would the
You did it so
Captain
well.
of the Guard be
Thank
in the
you.
gate?
Who are you asking?
It's possible.
Just the party? Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. I don't want to waste. It wouldn't be a waste, but I don't want to spend a ton of time role playing. If that's, I don't know about you guys, but like, move it along. But
Hey, Captain.
yeah,
We'll send me and you head up to the castle, as it were, and find out if there's any relevant information from whoever you want to talk to about it.
sure.
We can go do that.
Fonkin Ace. Have you guys ever been gambling? I know. I've seen gambling things, but I've never gambled.
Well, we've done our part, so why don't we just go have fun for like an hour and a bit?
I
meet back.
All 30 seconds of work.
I still gotta cast the spell.
Can you do that while we're gambling?
Probably shouldn't, considering I don't even know if
It'll
I can.
be fine.
Oh.
We could do it on the way to gambling.
Excellent.
Also, what is gambling?
It's the best type of game.
I was waiting for that.
Didn't we gamble last
That doesn't
night?
tell me what it is.
I'll show you when we get there.
He didn't play.
It's more
What?
Frank.
He didn't play when you guys
You
were
can-
gambling.
Oh,
Grab
right.
Fonkin, I'm gonna hold off.
Okay. Funky, do you come with me?
Good.
You said you're holding off to do
I'm
the spell?
kind of I'm gonna go. Like even if it's, I'm just gonna go and do my own thing. I'm just gonna go and cast it.
This seems more important. I think we should do this first, then gamble.
How long is this going to take?
It says the casting time is not too long. Locate spell or locate object.
5 minutes to an hour.
Period of time.
Well, plus we have to walk over there.
How about
You guys
I'll
listening
meet
to
you
this?
back here.
I just wanted to pop in East real quick and just.
I'll meet you back here. I'll find something to do, and then we'll all just get out of here.
Okay.
Excellent.
Ace, do you want me to come with you, or we could split up? Do you think?
I think we're good. You wanted to meet the captain of the guard. I don't really want to.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make. Would I know if there's a guardhouse or like a really central area?
This time of day, like the day guard for the earlier portion of the day are all pretty much out or at their gate posts. So the guardhouse probably wouldn't be very populated right now. So your best bet would likely be either near the royal palace or like the front gate or one of the main gates.
Yeah, I would definitely ask the guard where can I find Alzrain? And just
Yeah, he's you find out he's at the main gate right
Gotcha.
now.
Alright. I'll You want to head to the palace?
So where are we going?
You can head to the palace if you want. I'm heading to the main gate to find Osrin.
Oh, I thought we were going somewhere together.
But it's up. You can come to the main gate, but I couldn't care.
Righto. You want to come with? Are you doing something else?
I want to stay here.
Okay. Call her if you need me.
Everyone else is leaving, by the way.
Yep.
I mind link with Aravae.
Would you like to come play gambling games with me?
Where?
I don't know, but I'll find something.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Split.
So you guys are splitting up again.
Just going
Yeah.
With
So you're heading northeast.
just northeast to
basically?
wherever I can find a big open space northeast.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast the spell.
So there, one of the gates into the city is on like the kind of the northeast portion of it. So on the way there would be like another big pavilion.
Okay.
So you'd probably do it there.
Alright. Do you want to do that now or do you want to do somebody else's thing first?
Well, how long is the spell?
It lasts 10 minutes, and so if I cast it, I'm probably just gonna kind
Okay,
of
so you
walk
can
around.
you kind of scan.
Kind of see if I find anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll come back to that quickly.
Okay.
So you go to the
Main gate.
main gate. Osrin is there currently. He's on duty,
Yeah.
but he's the guards are posted. He's like in this sort of little gatehouse. So he comes out once you've asked. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're wearing most of your garb.
Yeah.
We meet again.
Sir, it's good to see you.
What can I do for you?
We've been sent on a mission to follow up after the princess and trying to find her. It looks like we're headed northeast. I was wondering if you've heard of any insurgencies or any ill wishes upon her, Princess Arena, from that area.
Nothing from inside the kingdom that I can recall. I mean, Ravenhelm's always a little bit of concern to us, but I can't imagine. It'd be quite bold of them to do something like this.
Right.
You're not wearing your Ravenhelm
No,
covers,
no,
right? You're wearing your Brothos
Yeah,
covers.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The one I described
Yes.
is Brothos.
No, there's been peace for more than a decade now, so I don't know too many people who would break it. The countries are both doing well.
Sorry, both countries?
Yeah, like the Crown Kingdom
Right.
and the Rhinewind Empire are currently at peace.
Yeah, I'm just trying to visualize because
The river going through the middle.
Yeah, the Meridian River
And then
west of
really, really
Elzerat is
big
is the breaking line between
yeah, alright.
countries. So
Right.
yeah, so,
Gotcha.
you know, Crown Kingdom's doing well, and from what I gather, Rhinewind is doing well. So I can't imagine many people would want to sacrifice the peace that's been built up.
Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. So, alright. Don't want to take up too much of your time, so nothing from the northeast. Have you heard of it?
Not that I can think of, no. Just, but, like I said, my guess would be Ravenhelm, but it's nothing more than a gut feeling. They've always just been a little odd to me.
Agreed. There's always something a little wrong in Ravenhelm. Alright, I don't want. Thanks for your time, and I bow obviously. Cool. Yeah. And I try to find Ace and the crew.
Okay. You probably know that he would have gone
Yeah.
northeast from the tavern. It'll take you a bit of time to probably catch up. How long does the spell take to cast?
That I actually need to take. I believe it's just an action.
Are you
Yeah,
casting
it's just
it?
an
Can
action.
you cast it ritually or just as?
It just has to be a,
Okay.
a spell slot.
Okay, so you cast it immediately, then it lasts.
10.
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Concentration 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you would have got there pretty reasonably fast to your spot and then began casting it. So at this point, you're catching up, and you're with.
No one apparently.
Where did you go? Where did you decide to
to
go?
the stable first off.
Okay, to pick up your horse.
Pick up my horse and saddlebags and whatever, and then I would head towards the castle, wherever it be.
Yeah, the castle's like kind of northwest ish. Like it's super obvious.
Yeah. You can see the castle. I'll just head
Yeah.
towards the castle until it gets bigger.
Yes.
And if I'm stopped at any point along the way, I just, I don't know, name drop Carbonius and say I'm here regarding the mission to rescue the princess from the interlopers or whatever.
Yeah, so you would have been stopped at the bottom of the stairs leading up to the palace, and once you do mention Carbonius, they sort of give each other a look and so lead you up, and then at the front gate, you wait for a few minutes as they go to find him, and he comes out a little bit out of breath, but otherwise looking fine. What can I do for you?
Good morning, good to see you. Just a quick word. I was wondering, would there be any reason you might know of that someone would target the princess for abduction, aside from, say, a ransom or something basic? Any enemies of the state, or religious enemies, political,
Religious, maybe.
third parties? They put up a good fight, and they brought a lot of guys with them, and a demon or some sort of monster beast. So they really wanted her, and they got her. So I'm not sure if you know anything that come to mind.
He kind of leads you away from the guards to
Sure.
a corner in a hushed voice. I cannot say much because, frankly, I still don't know who you are. But
I understand. I don't know who you are. That's
the princess passing would be catastrophic given time for Elzirad. And there are always dark forces working, so
you think it's a play for power?
that's currently my best guess. I wish I knew who. I have received no ransom or any sort of communication,
Right.
but
They seem to be a religious cult of some kind by their robes and
yes,
magical abilities.
I observed their colors briefly.
Anything
I did not recognize them.
that
No.
doesn't ring any bells.
No, I have many a book that I will be going through to see if I can find any mention, but nothing yet.
Alright.
But I will continue
With the
trying to learn what I can here.
king, know anything you think? Not that I necessarily want to disturb him, but
No, he
maybe something
has been
less.
bedridden for some time now.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
I don't believe, and I'm watching over him almost all the time. I don't believe he's had any contact.
Maybe something less wide-ranging and political and more personal.
Perhaps
something
there
from a
are
family history.
there are always people who disagree with the current ruling, but that has never changed over the lifetime of this city and this kingdom.
Right. No, that's fair enough. I mean,
Will all of you be heading out today?
I couldn't say. Hey,
Please make haste when you're able.
yeah, no, I agree. I guess get in contact with us if you find anything. If you have a way of doing that, can't
Right.
say I'll know where we'll be.
If I have a way and I find something, I will.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, as the leader of the rescue troop, you have our thanks.
He looks puzzled for a second, but he's been busy too, so he doesn't.
Leave you to it.
Right. He gets back in.
Leadership contest. I like it.
So Aravae, you stayed at the tavern.
Yeah.
No, we
And
went
Laz-
together.
So you guys went somewhere.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to burn all of the time us gambling or trying to find gambling, but I figure if we can look for gambling and if we find it, we can roll a couple times for it.
Yeah. You look around and you ask around, and most of the people give you kind of a quizzical look, and they're like, "You do know what time it is?"
It's morning.
Gambling
Not
places don't open this early. People aren't drunk enough. So they point where one kind of little place would be, but doors shut, locked, windows are shuttered.
Okay.
So Ace, not Ace.
No, Laz.
Lads,
Yes.
why do you want to? Just curious. Like, what about gambling do you really like?
I just think it's really fun when you win.
It is fun to win.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
What kind of gambling though? I heard. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I have it on my list. But there's apparently this obstacle course thing that is really dangerous, but people bet money on it, and I kind of have it on my list. Have you ever heard of a thing like that?
That sounds fascinating.
It's really interesting. That's why it's on my list.
Where is it?
I have no idea.
An obstacle course that's dangerous.
Yeah,
And people bet on it.
they totally bet on
This
it.
is many pieces that I like. No, but I will do that with you.
You would do it too?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I'll keep you in the loop if I find one.
Excellent.
Um,
We can just go back to the tavern and I can show you a few card games if you like.
okay, sure.
So we
She
go
does
back.
not pretend to lead the way at all.
I think Laz is familiar enough with cities that he'll be fine.
Yeah, you'd probably be okay.
Outside, not so great.
So you two head back to the tavern.
Yeah. One thing.
Yes.
Based on what he seems like wild suspicion of Crybonius, could I have like insight checked him at any point during our conversation to see what I could gather of him?
You could have. You never did. What's your passive insight?
10.
Yeah. He doesn't seem odd to you. Like your read of him is
So his
as an old
accusations
wizard.
seem relatively unfounded as far as I'm concerned.
You probably need to have a longer conversation.
Sure.
But yeah, he seemed fine to you from what you could tell.
Fair.
So Laz and Aravae, you head back to the tavern. Taric, were you heading back there? Or you were heading to Ace.
I was heading
Yeah.
to find Ace. Yeah.
And then Fonkin and Ace, you were together. So Ace, you cast the spell. Begin kind of trying to scope as much of the area to cover the 1,000 feet
Yeah.
as you can. You're specifically looking for
The tiara
Ariana's
that she was wearing.
Yeah. So, over the course of 10 minutes, you cover a good amount of ground. Fonkin, are you just kind of following him, or
Yeah.
okay? Are you
Just like in case something goes wrong, I'm there.
okay? You're just kind of on guard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So after a few minutes, you probably notice Taric kind of show up, but you kind of see him. You probably haven't seen him cast a lot of spells.
Yeah, no, it's
So you can tell that he's focusing really hard on this. The 10 minutes goes by, and you do not get any sense of the object being within your range.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just report that back and say at least we know she's not in the city.
sure.
Okay.
It's a start.
Start by crossing one city off. We work our way through the next one and the next one. And the next one.
And then
one way of doing it.
if we just travel in 20-minute increments, I can just keep casting.
Oh, just do that.
I mean, it could work. Yeah, I mean, just every 20 minutes we take a long rest. 20 minutes.
Wow, that sounds like the DM's favorite thing.
Yeah.
Sleep work.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a ruling where it's like you have to give like 12 hours between long rests.
Long rests can only occur once every 24 hours.
Yeah.
You can only benefit from it. So you could go to sleep again, but you'd wake up and be like, oh dang,
Oh, I can cast.
I don't have anything that I thought it would. Okay, so the three of you are in the sort of northeastern pavilion near the gate, out of the in or out of the city.
Should probably just meet up with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you two are at the tavern. Airic, are you heading back to the tavern, or
I said meet him back at the tavern, so.
okay? Yeah. And you guys are gonna head back to try and meet there, or?
Yeah, probably meet there and then head out because
Okay.
on the city.
Yeah. So you all make your way back.
At this point, I've taught Airic a game.
I win again!
No, you don't, because Laz is cheating the entire time.
Gotta check.
Well, then I would definitely try and insight that.
Yeah, but what you can insight it for sure, but because it's a card game and Laz uses the he used a system he learned before. He uses his unseen servant to like look at your cards and then tap him on the shoulder for what his cards are. For what your cards are, so
What
he
are we
knows
playing? Go fish?
something along those lines. Something like blackjack or something where the cards matter.
Yeah.
But
So you can basically just see her cards.
yep, 100%.
How many rounds has it been?
I mean, we did that walk there and back pretty fast. I felt like.
Yeah, you've probably played half a dozen rounds or so, depending on how long the game
I'm
is.
pretty sure Aravae would
Do you want to
catch
just do
on.
a deception insight roll? A contested one?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that if she keeps losing, she's gonna know something's up.
I'll give you advantage on the first one,
Sure.
because you're cheating and she doesn't know.
Doesn't matter. Well, actually, wait, is this a skill check?
It's a deception check for him, and it's an insight check for you.
Is it a skill check?
That's a.
It's a skill,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a skill
Thank
check.
you. So I rolled a nat 1.
He can't roll lower than an 18 on
I
deception.
rolled a nat 1, so it doesn't matter.
It's alright. I burnt my 24 on that.
Good. I'm glad you burned your 24 on that.
Just a regular roll.
Yeah, you play for a few rounds. She feels like something's going on, so just one-on-one roll.
I rolled another nat 1.
Burn him now. Just burn him now.
I'm gonna put
Oh,
this
I mean 18.
dice in jail in a second.
Dice jail.
Okay, one more, and then we'll say everybody needs that.
Nat 20!
For a total of?
For a total
Oh,
of what?
shoot.
Insight.
He's got you.
Yeah.
Insight
definitely
24.
24. It's tied.
Okay, so
I know something's up.
You can.
And you know what I do about
you
it?
can't
You know what I do
quantify,
about
but you
it?
feel something.
I
weird
know
about it.
something's up. I know. I just let him win anyways.
Okay, so you guys are playing your game. The rest of the party kind of saunters in.
I think by the last round, Laz would have showed you how the cheat works.
I had a feeling.
It's
Doing
really
your
fun.
unseen servant.
It makes it so much easier to win.
That's how you must be rich. But then,
I'm not rich.
how are you?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a bad day.
Someone grab me some. There's a bunch of napkins on my computer desk.
Microphone people,
That
we
is-
have just spilled a liquid on the DM table. It is an emergency.
That time.
Please
Yeah.
tune back in about 2 minutes.
That's the second time that I have spilled a drink today. And neither of them have been alcohol.
I've never actually seen the inside of the. I'm also looking at it now.
Yeah, it's just like useful.
Cheating. There's so much written on here. Upside down.
Okay, good.
That's literally just
Yeah,
anybody
we
can
can
look
do
at
that.
anything that's on that DM screen. except probably for like challenge or for like DCs and stuff.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there.
I would say as soon as I come back into the tavern and I see like other people in my party are there, I'd just be like, all right, pack your bags, everybody. We nothing
find
in
the
the city.
crowd?
Nope.
Oh.
Out of the city, northeast. So somewhere northeast.
I got a feel for it, don't worry.
Good a lead as any, I suppose. Talk to CB. He doesn't know anything in particular.
Right.
He doesn't. I asked him if there was any maybe political or personal enemies of the king or the princess or anything, and he didn't really have any particularly clarifying information. So
Alright.
looks like northeast it is. That's about as good as late as we got.
Do we have an idea of how far?
I don't
No,
get how
that's
far
okay.
with the Planar investigation spell. I'm just confirming. So if I were to recast it and cast it at the portal that she disappeared from,
Yeah, so
I could find the exit of the portal.
at what level did you want to cast it?
It would just be first.
No, at first it's just the direction.
The direction that's from, so the direction
And
from
whether or
the
not it was
entrance to
on-
the exit.
Yeah, like you're to where the origin was cast. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So if it was cast, 20 feet to your left,
would
you
just
would
left.
on first level you would just know it was left,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't actually know how far.
No, so I won't get any feel for the range, even if I get like right beside and I
Not at
recast it.
first level,
Okay.
no. But I sent you the upcast.
Yeah, I have all the info here.
Yeah.
Do you have to cast it on the location of the portal, or do you just cast it and know in the direction?
He can recast it to gain information from the same portal, or he can cast it on a new target, basically.
So once he's done it on that one portal and where he is, if he does it again, it'll give him information.
It
on
recalls
that
the same one.
portal?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you have to pick a new portal target if you want new information.
Yeah. Well, if I upcast a second level, then I get the distance. Like,
Yeah.
I get the actual distance.
And you can do that. You can do that when you're no matter where you
Do
are.
I get the distance from the? It's hard to just say.
So you get because you're casting it and kind of bringing up, quote unquote, the portal. You'd get the distance from the portal to the original. Yeah. So as you get closer or farther, the distance will adjust.
Okay. So it would give me some idea of range.
Yes.
Okay. So that's all I need to know.
So you can tell how close you are to the end.
Yeah. So if
Not
I cast
just the
it, then I
distance
can just figure out. Be like, oh, it's 3 days travel that direction, or whatever.
Yeah, like you'd know the distance to kind of the area where it is. So
Okay.
you could get a rough idea from there. Yeah.
Do you have this mapped up all the way to 9th?
Yes, I do.
Oh, shit.
Do you Is everyone back now?
Yep.
Yeah. At this point, everyone's back. Ace has mentioned not
Excellent
finding
idea,
the
Ace.
tiara.
Let's get out of here.
Alright. Up and at him and
Doesn't seem like a whole lot else we can do around these parts.
Okay, so you guys pack up, head out, and you know to go northeast. So you head back to where Fonkin and Ace and Taric were at the pavilion.
I'm riding my horse.
You're just on your horse.
Did you guys not get travel?
Pack horse, that's a
travel
great
gear?
idea.
Nothing.
I
You,
didn't.
you guys didn't buy a beast of burden?
No, I find that if you have a personal masseuse ready at most times, after a long day's travel, they just massage it all out. It's great.
That's code for I didn't have enough money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I understand.
Okay, so you guys.
So we start traveling northeast. I think shortly after we're out of the gate, Laz will sit down and start to cast Planar Investigation at second level.
Okay. How shortly? Like 10 minutes, an hour?
Yeah, like we're still very much within view of the city, so 10, 15 minutes out
Okay.
of the city.
So you're on the road, but you haven't gone.
But we're out of the
very far.
city already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're so basically surrounding area. The road has heavy forest on both sides. It's a very well kept road. It's a road into the main city of the country, but there is heavy forest. You can see lots of different sized trees, bushes, etc. So it's pretty thick on both sides. It'd be hard to like sneak through it. Essentially, it's pretty heavily wooded. So after a little bit, you just literally just sit down.
All right, give me a moment.
Plop.
Moment, we just.
Alright.
You're tired
Do I
already?
need a break? Like,
We just left.
No, I have to use my many skills to find the portal.
Okay, Olo.
oh,
Kind of slipped into it a little bit there.
It's hard not to. Olo is so easy to get into for me.
Okay, so you cast Planar Investigation at second level.
Yep.
So you recall, and you guys all see the portal from before, kind of the ethereal blue, reappears in front of Laz as a
Just
sort of.
trace the outline of it.
Yeah, sure.
That's a trick.
And concentrate on it for a minute while you're trying to figure things out. So you confirm again northeast, and it was cast from the material plane.
Yep.
And you learn the distance from you that the portal was cast is 125 miles.
125 miles from here northeast.
So, for reference,
Do we have a map?
this map, the hexes are 60 miles. So it is
It's
just over 2 hexes.
That's
That's a big city.
It's not to scale.
Okay.
it's just so they show up on the map.
Yeah, that would be a city with a 90-mile radius
Albuquerque
wall.
would be incredibly tall.
Yeah. It's just basically to make them easy to see.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Like Elzerad is quite big,
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
like 180 miles
Well,
across.
It's the roaming fields of the farmlands.
Yeah, like
stuff
it's
that-
not just the city; it's also the surrounding area of lots of people living outside
It's
the
in the
city
middle of
walls.
a kind of a forest.
Farms.
Of it.
Yeah, they've carved out their area with forest mostly around it, although obviously the southeast is quite open, but there's a big lake there, there's a big forest, so it's a little easier to see from there.
Now, 125 miles that way, point northeast. Would you all like me to lead, as I have the information, or?
By all means.
Doom.
Talk out in front.
That is
Well, I mean, you guys know from all being travelers
Yeah.
that the travel pace at normal pace is 24 miles a day, if you're just going normal. If you want to travel expeditiously, you can do 30 miles, but you have a -5 to your passive perception, because you're.
Who needs passive
Push it.
perception?
And if you want to travel slowly and stealthily, you can travel 18 miles a day. So pick how you want to travel.
Time is of the essence.
I agree.
Excuse me?
I agree.
He's agreeing with you.
Feels like he's mocking me, but sure.
Sorry. Sometimes my voice does that.
Oh, I see.
Unintentionally. I do agree. I think getting there quickly means we get our money faster.
That is
That's
true.
a way to look at it.
Well, that's
That is-
a way. If that's going to get you there faster, it'll get you there faster.
So 30 miles.
So you guys are traveling fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are
So-
traveling. Okay.
My character doesn't care about perception.
Yeah, I think you have a 5 right now to your passive
Oh yeah,
perception.
100%.
So we're gonna try to make it there in 3 days? Or
4.
3.5 days?
It'd be 4 days.
Yeah.
125 miles.
How?
Are we gonna take exhaustion points now?
If you push past the 30 miles a day, then you start having to make
Yeah.
Constitution saving throws to see if you can shrug off being exhausted.
Hannah, do you have anything special with traveling? I feel like rangers have fun stuff. I
Not
guess.
yet.
I guess because you.
Not Tasha's.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Well, they're, yeah, if they're.
No. Tasha's is worth the Tasha's
Yeah.
revised ranger is worth it to take.
Okay.
Everybody, if you want to put some of your gear in the saddlebags.
Oh, nice!
You
Okay!
walk,
He definitely does that. Some of the stuff in the saddlebags. Thanks,
and
Eric.
only Aravae. You can carry your gear. I don't care.
100% try to put some of this stuff on my list. after about half the day, and he's exhausted.
Yeah, so you guys, like, probably about halfway through, you'd stop and, have a short rest, essentially. Make some food, and Laz tries to put stuff in the saddlebags.
Laz, what are you doing?
Nothing.
It doesn't look like you're not doing nothing.
Oh, I just thought that this horse is going to waste if it's only carrying your stuff and maybe some
It's going
other
to waste. It's going to what I bought it. It's my horse.
But it just needs, like it needs a little more work. Like these beasts are really beasts of labor, and they just need a little more to do. So I felt like I would donate my pack and allow this horse to carry mine, so we can all get there faster.
That's funny what you're saying there. Why don't you ask him what he wants to do?
The horse.
Yeah, a horse. Old Gray. It's a great horse.
I'll approach the horse.
Make an animal handling check.
yeah.
Yes,
I
he doesn't have anything for animal handling.
Also, I think I might be able to talk.
So you approach the horse and it like balks at you immediately and like
Oh, you scared him. He doesn't look like he wants to carry your shit.
It's a horse.
Bree.
It's a horse.
He won't hurt you, but don't worry.
Does the horse have a name?
Gray.
Old Bree.
Old Grey?
I don't know if he's old or not. I just like the name.
No.
Gray. Like
He
old
probably
Greg.
good.
Who really like Baileys.
oh,
Greg.
Not Greg. Greg. Not
Roll Grey tea!
old
Oh,
Greg.
man.
Old grave! Wow.
Old
Greg.
Gray.
I know.
Old Gray.
the color gray.
Hello, Greg!
No.
Man is our shoe!
Can't fully remember that quote.
Okay, so you guys,
Oh, I can speak with animals.
if you want to.
No, I
You
don't.
can actually do that.
I can actually do that. Right.
I'm as we travel on, I'm going to try to like go a little further back so nobody notices me.
Okay.
And then cast invisibility on myself and try to sneak some of my bags onto the horse.
Oh, persistent. That's fun.
Yeah, saving the kingdom or whatever. Let me get this shit in this bag. That is peak D&D.
Classic.
Do you want me to roll for anything?
Yeah, you can.
I want to make sure I keep it
Well,
in
let's
mind.
roll for
run the
stealth.
Yep.
With advantage because you're invisible.
That's much better. 21.
Okay, so we'll say. You guys are traveling fast, so your passive perceptions are nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So you guys are just kind of
If
focused
anything,
on
yeah,
moving.
I'm focusing on
Yeah.
like when I'm moving.
Yeah,
I am actually probably
Wouldn't
trying
we
to.
be concerned that Laz wasn't with us though?
No, you guys are like
Yeah.
chit-chatting with each other, like you're pushing fast.
If
Yeah.
they're moving fast on foot, am I moving casually on a horseback?
So actually the riding horses have the same speed, they're just designed. It's weird, I was reading about it. They don't have a faster speed unless you actually like start pushing them to run. So you're just sort of like clip-clopping
But I'm
a
not
little.
necessarily having to be as focused because I'm not.
You are riding a
on
horse.
foot.
Yeah, you're. The point is the speed you're moving. Well, what's your passive perception normally?
12.
Yeah, so you wouldn't notice Laz anyways.
While this is happening, Arave's having a conversation with Taric. He's like, so there's this kind of moss that like allows you to breathe underwater. It's really weird.
Really?
It's really weird. And then there's this like old man's beard moss, and it grows from trees, and it's really helpful for knowing where north is.
Why would that be?
Because it only grows on the north side of a tree. And then that's where like the face of the tree is.
Trees have faces?
Trees absolutely have
It's even better.
faces. Come on, keep up with it,
Sorry?
Taric.
I absolutely know that.
And then there's moss that glows in the dark,
I got a
and but it only grows it in
5 and
in,
a 6 last
in caves.
17 and 18.
Oh man.
Moss is fascinating.
That's very interesting. Thank you, Taric.
So while you guys are having this conversation, no one notices the saddlebags kind of rustle slightly, and Last manages to deposit some of his stuff in them.
Tell him what the glow-in-the-dark one.
The glow in the, you want me to share more about the glow in the dark one?
Sure.
I'll drop concentration
so
and just
pretty.
kind of try to casually
There's
jog up
so many different
and like
colors.
enjoy this
It kind of reminds
conversation.
me of Bubbles a little bit. But in the darkness of a cave. I don't know, have you ever seen it?
I've never seen it.
Can you see in caves?
I cannot.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
That must suck.
Yeah. I have to keep a torch on at all times during the evening.
That's probably for the best, actually.
Just don't go in caves.
Just don't go and get
No, I love caves. There's glowing
I
moss.
know you do.
Everyone's learning about moss, except probably Fonkin. He probably knows some of this from being a druid.
Yeah, I don't think there's much for me to learn.
You're just nodding along like, what's a
Fonkin,
surprising
have
amount
you
of
ever
You're gonna
books?
have to book it to keep up, hey?
have you ever heard of the
Little
Glimmerwood?
X? Or did you wild shape?
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
I,
I
you
mean,
know what? I have
Shape
heard of
lasts
the
an
Glimmerwood.
hour, so you could
Yeah, it's
do
a
that,
very
but
it wouldn't last
it's basically
place.
like average party eggs.
There,
Wild shape last to your level?
I've heard,
In
because I've
hours.
never actually been there,
Sure.
that only certain
think
types of creatures
that
can
might
go
have been a
into
crit
it
roll,
for
but-
extended periods of time.
It's
Because
correct.
it gets up.
Yeah, have you been?
Yeah.
A number of hours, you
Right.
get half
The-
the druid level.
Half.
It's one of the most
That's-
beautiful
so you're
places
level
I've
3
ever
rounded
been,
down,
and
so
I
right now it's an hour.
desperately want to get back
When you hit
there.
level 4, it'll be
It's
2
on my
hours.
list.
That's a level
It's
5.
we absolutely should
And it
make
goes up
once
so
we
fast.
save the kingdom and whatnot.
Yeah,
we
we
should
probably
make
should
an
run.
effort to try and get there as soon as possible.
The Glimmerwood. Isn't there like, I feel like I heard that there's this magical tree that's like super duper 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 deep within it.
It's possible. I haven't been that deep into it, but I've
Like successful.
been around it enough to know that the wood itself
Most
makes
important.
absolutely astounding everything you could make out of wood. With respect to the trees and whatnot.
That's good because they have faces.
They do have faces.
Sorry, trees have faces.
Yes.
You never
What does
believe
that
it.
mean?
Well, have you ever seen Old Man's Beard?
I've seen a old man's beard.
How about on a tree?
What is that?
It's like moss that hangs from the tree. It's really, really long. It looks like a beard.
You're gonna have to just explain yourself all over again, and I don't want to burn through all of this.
She goes very in depth.
And Laz pretends to listen.
So you guys travel for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
You've covered 30 miles. So if you want to continue, you can push yourselves onwards. So you'll cover another 3 miles, I believe. 4 miles. You'll cover another 4 miles, but you will have to make a Constitution saving throw.
If we bed down for the night right afterwards, then we just, even if we have a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, you regain a point of exhaustion on a long rest.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, you can continue moving.
Are we going to be traveling through the night? Is that what we're discussing?
You would pass out.
Yes.
But
So we're
you
not traveling
can
through
you
the
can
night?
basically you can choose to push on for an hour, and you can choose to do that every hour, but you have to continue making higher and higher Constitution saves. We never had to because we were traveling by airship.
Are we going to make camp at some point?
Yes.
At some
Okay,
point,
cool.
probably about now. You guys probably left the city a little before noonish, so we're getting on to close to about 8 p.m.
Oh, it's dark.
It is, yeah, it's
Torches, right? Okay, good.
yeah, it
just did-
is fall, so it's not the brightest out at this point. It is getting pretty dark. So those of
My
you
eyes
that
are
are
getting
not
sore.
blessed with the gift of dark vision, which is
Well, you would know
2 of
that.
you effectively.
3? We have 3 half elves.
No, that aren't.
Oh,
If
yeah.
3
no.
half elves,
There's also the fact that I can just
you can just share it.
Everybody
So
300
it's
feet of dark vision.
it's getting dark out. So if you choose
For
to
an
share it,
hour,
you
it's
can.
So good.
Yeah.
I still
So-
don't think we should travel in the dark.
No, I think you're right.
No,
It's
I
too
think it's
dangerous.
time to
It
rest.
comes down to it.
It's been a long, hard walk.
I mean, if we think about it
We've
like
only-
mathematically here, Fonkin, can you think about it mathematically? I have no idea. But 30, 120-ish, right? And then we take the 30.
Yeah.
Carry the 1.
Fonkin, am I...
Here, let me save you the work.
Okay.
It won't matter if we push harder. If we just go to sleep now, we'll feel better tomorrow, and it'll be good.
Get an earlier
That's
start.
a
I
great
agree
point.
with Fonkin. That's a
Yeah.
great
If we
idea.
go,
Go.
hold on.
I like
I'm
that
just saying
match.
with
That
it.
holds
We
up.
go to bed at like 8 o'clock. We're getting up at 4 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah,
No,
early
no,
start.
we eat. We sit down and we eat.
No point wasting your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, between
there's a
making
little-
camp, food,
Sure.
like you'll
Sure.
probably sleep around 10ish or so.
Yeah.
Probably.
I figured as much.
You can
but I
also
just-
like
We should
a
probably
long
set
rest is
watches.
8 hours, but
Yes.
you can sleep longer than that. There's just no additional benefit other than
Yeah.
setting a time up.
And if we have watch,
You have watches.
which we should.
We
it'll
should.
take chunks of time longer.
Yeah. We should definitely.
That's
do
not an
watches.
idea Lass has.
No, I can guarantee you that's an idea.
Enough of you guys have
hard.
traveled that
Yeah.
you would feel like you need you guys were on the road for a long time. You guys were on the road for a while. You were actually pretty much everyone was not on the road except for you because you were on a wagon.
Nice.
What's that?
Travel
Travel style.
So you guys
I would offer up, like, because we've done watches, I'd be like, alright, I'll go first watch, no matter what anybody else is saying to go with it.
Are you going on your own, or are we doubling up here?
We can double up, we can
Yeah.
do solo
Probably
ones,
go
depends on
with
You know,
who
you
wants
will
to-
take first watch.
I'm a pair up.
I kind of want to pair up with Fonkin.
You can do what you
Is that
like.
okay?
I just thought we had a bit of a system going.
Oh, there definitely is.
That means it's you and me, Ricky.
My Ricky.
Yes, you are.
Eric.
Oh. Ricky, how was that?
Yeah, I wondered where you got that from.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, you guys find a little clearing not far off the road, make camp, have food, set the first watch of Taric and Ace.
Just during the first watch, I'm still still flipping through the book, still making sure I'm not missing anything, and I think he would be like, okay, kind of actually interested in this, like, praying thing now, and so he's gonna try to do a little something.
Okay.
You want me to roll for anything, or, like, he's just gonna do a little, like, shut-eye, sit down kind of thing, and, like,
So are you you're like meditating?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just roll me a d20.
Okay. That is a 12.
Okay. you meditate for like 10 minutes or so, or half an hour, however long you think.
Yeah.
You don't like sense anything. I assume you're sort of like just thinking about general things, or
I'm
are you
thinking
focusing on
about-
something?
I mean, he knows his god. He's like kind of like, he's definitely just kind of thinking in his head. He's like, hey, if you want to speak to me, kind of now's the time. If you want to do anything, a little confused here, just that general kind of stuff.
Yeah, you don't really get any particular feelings, but at the same time you realize you don't get any negative feelings about it, so at the very least it's, you don't feel like you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, then that's it.
Then I'd actually, like to have a fire's crackling behind us and we're keeping an eye out. Ace, I know we haven't had quite the past couple days have been a bit of a roller coaster.
That's for sure.
Didn't expecting to get work not quite like this, right?
We got our work, but our co-workers, so to speak, are quite the interesting group.
They sure are. Listen, I've never pushed you for information for why you disappeared. I just followed you out. What's this? When did this start?
It was a few months ago, kind of thing. There was a pretty bad night, and something just clicked about this, and and that was that.
Fair enough. Is it good? Has it been helpful?
It's been decent. I don't really know what I'm doing now, if I'm being honest. I mean, I didn't even know I could heal people until yesterday, so
Yeah.
it was.
It's good to have you out there, and if there's anyone who I want having godly powers, I think it's you.
I respect that, but if we want to talk about godly power, I mean, you took on a giant demon ape on your own, so.
Well, I nearly died. I let him get away too.
Don't worry about that. We'll get him on the next one. And with me being able to heal now, there is no way I'm going to let you die. That is not happening. Not on my watch.
I know we fought things like this before, but I'm going to keep an eye on you and call him out from now on,
Just in case.
just in case.
Once we're done with saving the princess and stuff, there's a chance I might be a little more open to talking, kind of thing.
For sure.
If you really wanted to sit down and chat.
I'm not going to push you on anything. When you're open to talking, you're open to talking. I'm here to listen, but I just thought I'd get a second to check in with you just because the past couple days have been a whirlwind.
That's
Let's
surprising.
make me a perception check.
Sorry?
Oh, you both make me a perception check.
Perception checks are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
First
Watch it safe! Yes.
Come on.
Rolls?
That is 21.
21.
That is 22.
Wow. Okay.
Solid.
You guys hear, trees and bushes rustling, off in the distance, like on cue, a couple of wolf cries. That was
good.
not planned, by the way. But they don't sound like they're getting closer or anything. You get a pretty good kind of general layout of the area. Like if something was going to come at you, there's really only the one side. It's the other side of the road. So I feel pretty good about where you are right now.
Right.
Cool. Suppose we better wake up the next watch, eh?
Yep, so I'll go wake up Laz then.
Now I will
It's
wake
probably
up
best
Airic.
for us to handle the middle watch.
Okay.
Just give him a little like.
What?
It's your turn.
What?
It's your turn.
What's happening?
Just go keep watch. Don't let us get jumped on, alright?
You have to wake up for that?
Surprisingly, yeah.
That slowly wakes up.
Go and wake up Airic. Airic.
Yeah.
Yeah, go make sure Laz doesn't
There's
murder
the
us.
difference.
Okay.
I don't think he's actually capable of it.
I'll do my best.
Alright.
Get some sleep.
So, yeah, Taric and Ace, you fall asleep. Laz and
Anything,
Eric.
anything worth noting?
Nothing. Just quiet, some wolves in the background, but seem like they're keeping their distance.
There. Night.
No.
Okay. You two are now keeping watch. Do you say anything to each other?
You seem to be walking lightly.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean.
Found your pack. I was looking through for my camping gear.
Just needed a break.
Look, man, no hard feelings or whatever. I'm not pissed at you. If you just shake me a cup of coin for the trouble, I don't mind. I bought the horse, man. I paid good gold for the horse.
How much would that cost you? Cost me.
Couple gold.
Thank you, Siri.
Gold.
I'll flip you a gold.
Sure. But you can't ride her. Him. It's a boy horse.
I know, because his name's Greg.
Yeah, you're grey, like the color, like his coating.
Grey Greg.
Are you deliberately difficult, or is it just in your nature?
I don't know.
I suppose you wouldn't, would you? You just
I have a
pull
question
up.
for you.
You do.
Where did you learn to do all of the things you do? You're quite good
Things
at
they do.
skulking.
Skulking, that's a word for it.
Snake.
Where did I learn? Sneaking.
A very good impression.
Is what?
Where did I learn? Nowhere in particular, just skills you pick up and practice over a couple decades worth of having to make your way on your own. And I mean, I suppose I do have some level of natural talent or proclivity, otherwise I would have learned something else, but you got to make your way when you're a kid and you're hungry. You got to find.
Did you not have parents?
Not for some time, no. But it's no big deal. You just gotta.
What does that mean?
Make your
That
way.
you had parents for a bit and then you didn't, or you didn't have parents and then you found
No,
some?
they were bandits. You know, when I was a kid. Raid.
Oh,
I'm over it. It's not a big thing, but
I believe you.
yeah, good because I'm not lying about it. I just
I have 0 wisdom, otherwise I would dive so much deeper. Actually, sorry, I have -1 wisdom.
Oh, yeah, you're like, oh, wow.
yeah, you know, you gotta find what you can find. You know, you're a kid. You gotta find a way to make a bit of money, get some stuff you need, get some food. I don't know, move around a lot.
I'm fascinated by the idea of childhood. I just don't have one.
I mean, you did though.
I mean, not that I can remember right now.
It's not like you just sprung out of a hole in the ground.
And it's not in a weird way either. Just seems novel.
A weird way, like you're fascinated with children.
Yes, that's definitely not what I'm going for.
Roger.
Can you both make me a perception check?
Dirty 20.
14, which is really good for me.
These are some good watch rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so similar to the first two, you hear like wolves in the distance and the occasional rustling of the brush, but nothing grabs your eye. Neither of you have dark vision, so you're just going.
I have dark vision.
Oh yeah, you're half elf.
Half elf.
Yeah, it's hard to peg what last.
I'm just keeping an ear out.
Trust me.
Yeah, so you hear the wolves, but nothing else really. So your watch passes without
I
incident.
offer at least once for the back massage. Or
Aw.
even just like a foot rub or like a calf. It really like hits a spot.
Is it 2 watches or is it just? Are we
You know, not really.
for tonight.
Have you ever had a massage?
Can't say as I have. I'm not
Okay,
really
just-
one for people
just
touching
once?
me.
Just once. This isn't even a real person. I'll stay over here.
What is it then? If it's not a person, what is it? A force? Like
Yes.
you use the force and
I guess I kind of stumbled upon it. I just kind of learned.
you tripped over it.
Well, after I summoned it more than once, yes, I have tripped over him. Them.
You got
I
a
don't
name?
know. No,
Oh, all right.
no, because
The
they come and go
force.
so often.
On their own.
Well, they last about an hour. They're useful.
You can do.
I mean, I have to do this whole thing where I sit down for 10 minutes and think about it really, really hard, and then I can do it. Or I can do it really
You
fast.
just figure that out one day. You just wished with all your might,
It was kind of instinctive more than
wish upon
anything.
a star, and it showed up.
Something like that. I just did it instinctively once,
Interesting.
and then a friend of mine showed me how to replicate it without using all of my own personal energy.
And you primarily use it to give yourself a rub.
I mean, in a completely non-sexual way, yes.
We're gonna move past that.
Oh, right past
Good.
that.
So
Yeah.
you guys manage to sleep. Nothing happens during the night. There's 2 watches, so you guys will take the next one.
Everybody.
And you awake, feeling refreshed from your day of walking.
I use
And
minor
prepare for
illusion.
more walking.
I use minor illusion to wake up Fonkin.
Okay, what do you do?
Oh, yeah.
I whisper into his ear with my minor illusion.
What do you whisper?
Fonkin, wake up.
So creepy. Glance around suspiciously, but then I just get up.
Yeah, your camp is undisturbed from the night. So you guys eat, pack up, head back on the road.
Laz points confidently in the wrong direction and starts walking.
It's northeast.
Yeah, that's not the right
Wait,
wavelength.
that's the way we came
There's
yesterday.
too easy
The
to get
path
turned
goes-
around.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. Yes.
Okay. So you're just heading northeast again?
If you ever get confused, Laz, look for the old man's beard.
You keep talking about this beard.
I'll show
I
it
don't
to
think
you.
we've
I'll show it to you.
This is.
Oh man.
This feels. Oof, you know? This feels like.
You know
Okay.
Continue.
So you guys get back on the road, more travel. Is there anything you want to do or talk about while you're on the road?
I just want to keep a lookout the entire time we're traveling.
You guys are going, assuming at the same fast pace.
Airic's going to strike up a conversation with Airic. How was the watch?
Uneventful.
Oh, good. That's good. That's good. Did you get to learn anything about? Did you get to learn anything about Laz? He seems interesting.
Passive perception is 10. You don't have to whisper around.
5 right now. 'cause you're moving
5.
fast.
She does it anyways.
I mean, yeah, interesting's a word for it. It's not really actively trying to get to know him. Just more keeping an eye out for shit jumping us in the night, you know.
Well, good. I'm really glad. Thank you for that, by the way.
For which,
For making sure nothing jumped out at us.
oh, you got it. I'm sure you did the same.
No, I was fast asleep the whole time.
You didn't watch.
No, there's only 2 watches.
Right. It must have been a long day before.
Yeah, it definitely was a long day. Yep. She's gonna pet Gray on the head.
I think he likes you.
I like Gray too.
At some point, Laz is going to try and pet Gray again.
Okay. You need to make me a animal handling check.
Yeah.
He's not disposed towards you.
It's a 3 kill!
So again, you get like a, and it sort of like nips at you a bit.
If you
as
could
your
just maybe
hand
stay on
withdraws.
that side of the road, maybe I.
What's wrong with your horse? Why doesn't he like me?
Does it?
I'm sure there's a number of reasons, but
Les sulks a little bit, but walks off.
Oh boy.
Continue.
You guys continue traveling for the day.
Miles.
Another 30 miles, stopping for
30 miles.
lunch to make camp. There's a low mist along the trees today. Kind of
so
dissipates
pretty.
towards the road, but you can get little flicks of it here and there.
This reminds me of Illustrate. I almost feel like she's with us right now.
Illustrate.
Yeah,
Go ahead and ask her about it.
my goddess. Illustrate.
Right.
Is this the person with beard?
No, she doesn't have a beard. But she has really, really pretty hair.
Is that her beard?
Actually, yeah,
It's a head beard, I guess.
that's a fair question. What does the marking on your head still look the same?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's a little different.
What does it look like?
Well, it's been a couple days, so
Oh yeah, it's beautiful days.
yeah. Originally, when you saw it, I believe you described it as like almost like a halo.
It was just like a
So now, because you've asked, you take a closer kind of look at it. Instead of a halo, you notice one side of it is like there's a little more. Is it white? Yes, there's a little more white to it on the one side in a crescent shape, but it's faint because it's just like it's that the one side is like noticeably thicker, I guess, but
Interesting.
yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, this is my goddess gave it to me.
What is it?
I think it's from what I understand, it's just her mark.
Huh.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting because it took me a while to figure it out because I can't see my face at all times. But I think I figured out it actually mimics the actual lunar cycle. It's really interesting.
It's neat.
Yeah. I
If you
think so.
ever, if we don't have a mirror and you ever want to see your face, just let me know. I can help out. I'll just minor illusion your face right in front of you.
Does it actually look like me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It can do anything in a 5 foot square. It's like it can't move, or it can't it doesn't like I couldn't.
Does it
put a-
mimic me while I talk?
No, it can't. Like it's a still image.
Yeah,
Okay, well that's nice.
that's funny. Okay, so you guys continue traveling.
Yeah.
The mist kind of gets heavier as the sun starts to set.
Is it? Am I able to keep a lookout as we're traveling? Like.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're traveling fast,
Yeah.
so your perception's not very high.
Okay.
But you're on a major road. Like
Sure.
you have people passing you now and then, and like trade wagons and things like that.
Yeah. Cool.
So over the course of the day, you travel another 30 miles. Are you pushing on at all, or are you going to stick to that?
Whew, time for bed.
Okay. So again, you find a little clearing, make camp, have dinner, etc. We'll run a couple more watches briefly. So Fonkin and Aravae take the first watch as the rest of you settle down.
Yes.
I'm gonna go second.
And go. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to keep watching a tree?
I think maybe we should stay on the ground so we can see better.
I feel
What's
like
coming?
that's a higher vantage point though.
But then you're looking down through trees.
That's pretty good. And
Okay,
they
you can look through trees then.
They can
I'll
act
stay
like
down here.
They could be like bait. And then we just
Oh.
watch from above, and then if they come, we can get them.
I do not like this idea.
You don't like trees?
I love trees. I do not like your idea.
Okay, that's fair. So do you want to just sit here,
Yes.
like on the dirt?
Yes.
Okay.
Sit down.
She also sits down cross-legged.
I love how deeply antisocial he is.
So Aravae, you have dark vision. Fonkin, you do not.
I
Right?
do.
Gnomes
do.
have dark.
Oh yeah, gnomes have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
you
it's
guys,
just
you guys are
Taric.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just Terry.
It's just
and Ace.
Taric and
No, I have.
Oh,
Eric.
technically, we
Don't have dark
know what your
vision.
class. Yeah.
Ace does.
We
through
don't
his
want
class.
these two to be on watch together.
Well, I mean, they have torches.
Well, I
so
naturally
still-
Campfires exist.
That's my cleric
It's
thing.
not
All
at
the
this
time,
point.
and then I give everybody else 3.
Okay, so you
So
two
what
are.
else can you turn into?
Many things.
Like what? What's your favorite thing to turn into?
Hey everyone, Dungeon Master here. Unfortunately, the microphone disconnected, and it took us a little while to notice it. I'm going to provide you a brief summary of what happened within that time frame. So, after Aravae asked Fonkin about his shape-shifting abilities, he opted to turn into a spider and climb onto her back, perhaps hoping to startle her. Aravae, however, has a good amount of forest knowledge and wasn't fazed by this. Fonkin then shifted back into his gnome form, and they continued their watch. As their watch went on, Fonkin had a few spiders come up to him and hang out. He held one in his hands, made friends with it. Aravae thought it was pretty cute, as did the rest of the party. During the nights, Ace also attempted to continue with more prayer to connect with Saloon a few times. Unfortunately, he was met without any success. Ace appeared to be somewhat frustrated with the silence, but sounded like he's going to keep trying. The last evening before reaching the crossroads on the world map, the party decided to push themselves onwards. As a result, Taric and Aravae both suffered a level of exhaustion, and their watches were replaced by others. The party did, however, manage to travel an extra 4 miles from this push and drew closer to where they needed to go. Thankfully, on the night of exhaustion, the night watches passed without incident. At one point, a hungry wolf approached the camp, but the watch managed to intimidate it and scare it away. The party traveled through most of the day. Eventually, they arrived at a crossroads. To the northwest pointed a sign reading Caulfield, and to the northeast, the road continued out into the countryside. We rejoin the party as they work on making the decision of which way to take on the road from here.
We've had a TPK since the mic went out.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everyone died and
Yes,
has new
and
characters.
Yes.
We're now on campaign
I'm now
2.
Tharic.
I'm now playing a Firbolg monk who happened to be named Paz.
Yeah.
So.
Let me know if it turns off again if you notice it.
Yeah. So Caulfield.
Actually, I suppose it's Omni. I can just face it towards me because it doesn't actually make a difference.
I don't know if this mic is surround sound, but now I might be in your right ear.
No, it's just like all around.
That would be a lot.
Caulfield, let's go.
It's,
Okay.
I'd say it's better. I know time is of the essence, I understand, but I think taking a hair more time to be better prepared
Tell you what,
is better in my books.
you might be right, but do you want to cast the spell just to see if it were going in the same direction? It would put my mind at ease if we were just like.
I mean, if we know exactly, like, it's 30 miles that way,
Yeah.
then we can ask specifically the locals,
Exactly.
is there anything 30
Yeah.
miles that way?
At this point, at the crossroads, you have traveled almost 125 miles.
Has
You're
anyone
about
stopped
150.
Les? Because he is just walking.
Lads.
We didn't actually decide yet, Laz.
Oh, I thought we chose.
No, I
No,
think
you
we're,
chose.
we're casting the spell first that you know.
Yeah, you gotta.
So you
Do
gotta
it.
do
Do
it.
we want to
thing.
cast here?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Or
it's
in the town?
Is there anyone else around?
No,
If
'cause
we're going to
we-
be leaving from the town.
but if
We aren't-
it's in the town, then
No, well, it's
I
northeast. It's
don't
one of the-
understand what's happening,
Just
but
cast
I'm a
the
team
thing.
player.
Do the thing where you know where the portal came from or whatever.
I start to draw.
Freaking Doctor Strange.
Okay, so you traveled.
It's not as cool as that.
Yeah. So at this point, we'll say
Second level.
you've traveled 2/3 of the day, so it's about 20 miles. So you guys have traveled 110 miles from the else you're at. So you cast it at second level, which reveals the distance to be. You need the extra 4, so 11 miles northwest.
There you go.
11
Jump.
miles northwest?
Yes.
How do you
Did it
know
move?
that? That you just hear it in your head, or
It's not northeast, it's not northwest?
It's
From
relative.
your current position, it is 11 miles northwest. The last time he cast it was just outside the city.
So now this town is on the way.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so Laz, you learn this information.
Which means
How do you
we...
share it?
Goodness.
How do you share it?
It's in the town.
Okay.
they're
Who
Alright.
called it?
It's in the town?
Who called it? I assume.
we probably shouldn't.
Inside check.
Okay.
I don't think he needs to make a roll.
No, he doesn't.
It would be like
24 persuasion.
Inside.
Sorry, no,
Oh,
that's not 24.
okay.
That's 26.
No, you're trying to do deception, not persuasion.
It's towards the town, isn't it? I didn't mean to lie.
yeah.
It's
It's
the
You said it's
good
in the
guess.
town.
The good guess is that it's in
in the town. Yeah.
Because
I-
He believes that
traveled-
it's in the town.
he has
Thank
said
you.
he has said we're 2/3 of the way
26.
I'm skeptical.
Ace is not this smart.
You're
I am
entitled to
this
be.
yeah.
smart.
I'm
We've
lost.
traveled
I think
2/3,
he has the
20
right
miles.
idea of the direction,
10
but I
miles.
don't think he actually knows where.
We've got the direction in the distance.
Once we get to the town, I can cast it one more time to like really just lock that bad boy in.
I don't know if we want to do that. Because if that's a powerful spell, then we might need it as soon as we get in that town. We don't know what we're walking into.
I
Sorry,
can
you
use
said
the
it,
object.
Cast it at
Yeah.
second level.
Oh, that's true. Ace can cast that spell.
you said it's coming from the direction of the town.
Yes.
Then we probably shouldn't just ride right in the main road towards the town, right? You think they'd be expecting somebody?
Well, I mean, if the whole
Could
town is in on this conspiracy, maybe.
Could be an ambush.
But it also could just be that these gorilla man people just happen to use this place.
It might be prudent to do a bit of scouting first.
I
All
agree.
for it.
If we're like, I mean, we're here, right? Give or
So
take a couple
we
hours
should-
ride.
Go to the town, like just outside, and then scout.
Yeah, more or less.
I'm quite good at scouting.
I believe you. I also am.
Insight check.
Goodness.
I mean, the best part is it doesn't matter if I do deception.
I'm just not even insight checking. I just automatically don't believe you whenever you say shit like that.
18.
14.
Hard to read.
Actually,
Hard to read.
Hard to read.
Hard to read.
hard to read.
He believes it.
I mean, I
She
haven't
just
seen
can't
you.
see it.
I haven't seen you
can't
do anything remotely.
No, I'm just going
scoutish.
quick question. So you scouting, as in like to just not be seen at all, or to like to fit into your environment?
I mean, I'm good at both.
She just like
The
takes
man's
a
a
minute,
master
looks
of
you up
everything.
and down, and
This
is
is
like,
so good.
I don't know. This is a town, not a fancy schmancy city.
We best get on the move.
We should get it. We're kind of burning daylight.
Yeah, but it was nice to rest.
Yeah, let's just go outside the town and then we'll scout from there, or see if it's safe for us to go and rest there.
I say the man wants to take a scout. I say let him scout.
Yeah, that wasn't Laz saying that last bit. I have to withhold so much when I'm Laz.
That's so dumb.
Classic.
Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys are taking the road towards town?
Yep.
I
Okay.
think our goal is to stop just outside, so once we
Yeah.
start to see it on the
Yeah, so after
Can I be on the lookout if there's any people watching the roads into town? Like if I can see in advance. I don't know what exactly I'd be looking for, but any.
as you get closer, it seems to be a pretty small town. The wall, so to speak, is not stone, but like almost like log cabin looking, like thick logs have been piled up and sort of reinforced. You see a smaller gate. You don't see any guard towers around the gate.
And I haven't seen any other travelers or people on the side of the roads or anything.
This road is pretty quiet, and it's definitely not as well kept as the road you were on. It's much more of a sort of bare dirt track. You can see lots of, general footprints traveling in both directions over time. But it's distinctly different from, like, the much nicer road leading out of the capital. You don't really come across anybody heading out of town.
How far away from the town at this point?
Give or take about 10 miles from the Fonkin road. So
Have we seen the town yet?
yeah, you're not super far from it now.
Any smoke in the air or anything like that?
just like chimney smoke from what you could see. Yeah, nothing, no big fires that you can tell are happening.
I might, when we get within eyesight of the gate, I might just kind of go to the just-in... Is it forested on each side of the road?
Yes, this what appears to be more of a village than a town, as you get closer, is nestled into the forest. So you see wood basically on all sides, on both sides of the road, and as you get closer, you see as the wall. And if it extends left and right from you,
it's evening.
The trees kind of follow along. It is getting into evening now. It's not completely dark yet, but the sun is setting at this point.
Okay.
Ricky, if you'd like,
Yes.
I could make you invisible. Make it easier for you to get around unseen. If that would make you feel better.
That would be a trick, yes. Be might useful. I was thinking of tying Gray up in the trees.
I'll take care of him.
I'll do it.
Sorry, are we still 10 miles from the town, or are we
No, you're
wait,
not.
10
Sorry, the
miles from
crossroads was 10 miles.
Oh, okay.
So you've traveled the majority of the distance now. Like you're close enough to town that you can make it pretty easily. You don't have to push on to.
I want to know when it's close enough that I'm just gonna cast the spell and just
Okay.
yeah.
What's the range?
It's 1,000 feet, so
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
So I guess it's 1,000-foot radius
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's 1,000
within that. So, so what is that? That's about 300 meters, which is
Third of a
a
kilometer.
third of a kilometer, which is
so we need to be like right
Yeah.
by the town.
yeah. You need to be
So,
relatively
yeah.
close.
So I have
like
to wait
in
until
town, you can sort of see by the size of the wall. It would probably cover the majority of the town. Like
Yep.
you can cover it pretty easily.
I'll wait until we're at that point. You're right.
Okay.
Are we
So you guys are getting
doing
close.
some
Or-
recon then?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Sure.
Would you like me to go? Would you like to go?
Anyone who wants to come, if they feel up to the task. You, Fonkin, you seem you can turn into a small creature. Could be useful. Go underneath the door if we need to, or up a wall or the like.
I have a trick or two.
Maybe.
I can make one person invisible.
What do you say to this?
I can see.
If it's dark, I am invisible.
Can you?
I've seen visibility.
Okay, it's not just. It's not like innate. You can
No.
cast it.
I can cast see.
Okay. I was gonna say that's insane.
Ooh, I have a question. Can that work with a Gloomstalker?
What?
See invisibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're
Cool.
invisible.
That's
is-
nice.
Is what it states.
Alright, so.
My idea is that me and at least I'm volunteering anyway. I could go in invisible as per your magic, and maybe Fonkin you could turn into I don't know what you could turn into, something small, go in my pocket or on my shoulder or something like that.
You were a mouse.
Would I be? I wouldn't be invisible then, right? If I just rode on his shoulder as a
No,
mouse.
you would be floating
A floating mouse.
on his shoulder.
Unless
Yeah,
you were
as a
in my
floating
pocket.
mouse.
If you're
What
in
if
my
he was
pocket,
in a pocket?
you'd be covered up by the
Yeah.
visible fabric or whatever.
Yeah, that's sketchy territory. Like,
Let me check.
It could go
that's
either
a DM
way.
call 100%.
Yeah. Creature you touch becomes invisible. So anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target person. So
As long as the target's not a
if
person.
you turned into something that he could
It's something
carry,
to do with like experience.
and he was holding you when the spell was cast, I
Yeah,
suppose. But if you
I could
went
run
as
around
person at all,
carrying you.
Right.
yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But I'm assuming not a lot of people get turned into mice and then invisible. So.
Turn into mice and men?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Lenny.
Imagine the rabbits.
Why don't I go and get close with the two of them? I'll use the spell, see exactly. I mean, I could probably see roughly where she is, or if she's even here, kind of thing. And then they go in and fully scout the whole place out. Go off.
Sure.
Aravae, you want to come?
I could come.
Divide and conquer?
We could do that. I could stick in the shadows, stick to the shadow.
That was the plan, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what are you guys doing then?
How long can I,
It's about an hour.
about an hour? And you for your animal thing, do you know roughly how long it lasts?
About an hour.
Perfect.
I'm a Kazam! And I turn into a mouse. Amazing.
Okay, Fonkin turns into a mouse. The hour has begun.
I take my
Pick
thumb.
up the mouse and put him in a little pocket or in like my scarf kind of.
Yo!
That was
How many
awesome.
seconds? Scarf folds.
Yes.
Okay, so you've used both of them. Okay.
Don't hold on tight.
I take my thumb and just symbol wipe it across your head.
Oh! Oh my goodness!
Nice. Okay. Airic, you are invisible and Fonkin is.
Can I see myself when I'm
Fonkin is
invisible?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh,
That's
a good
tricky.
question.
I mean, you have a general sense of where your body is because you can see your surroundings.
Technically,
You can see through your hands. Can
Can
you
I-
see through his eyelids?
Oh my God.
He sees from his eyes.
No, but if he closes his eyes.
I suppose.
By that logic.
No.
The magic.
We're just. I don't know.
By the logic, I would be blind because light would pass through my eyes. and
Semantics
not
of
down, so-
invisibility.
Go! Start running!
Just before everybody like runs off and like starts to do stuff, I'm just gonna make sure everybody, because it's like nighttime, kind of like evening time, right?
Yeah, it's getting into evening. You guys probably headed out fairly early-ish, so it's not super dark out yet. But the
Okay, I'm
sun's
not
setting.
gonna do it then yet. If it was nighttime, I would have done the sharing dark vision thing, but if it's not nighttime yet, I'm not.
Yeah, the sun's setting, but you also see, like, there are torches along the wall to have some light outside. So if you get close, you probably see some light.
It's dark, right?
It's getting dark.
Do
It's
we
not
want to
yet
wait till
dark.
it is dark?
I'm already a mouse!
They've already
That's
done
true.
their thing.
Going.
It's too
You
late.
guys go in.
I just walk around behind Laz and I whisper into his ear.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Is there anything I should know about this?
Very casual.
People can't see you.
Great.
Last 1 hour.
Alright, I would go, I guess.
Okay.
That's all the
I
last
don't
will
follow
explain.
him because I
Yeah,
don't
Would not
see him.
explain about the attacking or casting spell thing.
Nope.
So is it a small town?
More of a village than a town.
Oh, awesome. Okay, good. We're good.
Ace.
I'm just gonna. I mean, it just looks like a village. I'm just gonna go as close as I can get to the gate.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, I assume.
Are you trying to be out of sight? Are
I'm
you sticking with the road, or are you like in the trees now?
I'm gonna be very. You know what? I'm not gonna try to stay out of sight. I'm gonna be pretty casual because he should be invisible right by me. I don't see him obviously,
Yeah.
but I know he's at
This
least
was-
nearby.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, no, we
You're
did.
walking-
No. I said we didn't talk about exactly what I was gonna do, but we did talk about the fact that I was gonna go up and use the spell. So I'm just gonna get close to the wall, and then I'm just gonna cast the spell because I can see the object through the wall, and I can know the distance to the object. I
Yeah.
can say, okay, it's that way about.
So you
8
like
feet.
the path basically leads right to the front gate,
Right.
and then there's like the forest border, some space, and then the wall. There are guards at the gate. So are you kind of walking up and then just kind of walking to the side, or
If I walk past the guards, can they stop me?
into the village?
It like the guards.
They're just on the outside of.
If
The
I
gate,
if I get
basically.
near the guards, are they gonna stop me? Or are they gonna say I can't come in or anything like that? Or do they?
No, like when you get into view, they sort of hail you and. You know,
If-
are you
if they don't-
are you openly carrying weapons?
I think, yeah.
I have my rapier with me.
Okay. Do you have
I-
any clerical-looking clothing?
The symbol of saloon around my neck.
I think I would probably be with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they see the two of you. You've got the symbol of
Laz is
saloon
the only
and
one
cleric,
there.
Yeah.
and you're wearing your
Yeah.
guard outfit.
With
Laz
yeah.
would tag along.
Is it like a fenced off area into this village, or is it like big walls into the city or
It's
into the
it's
village?
like Picture like a log cabin where you've got
Okay.
like stacked heavy logs that are
Kind of like a fort.
reinforced. Kind of, yeah. So,
Okay.
and then there's a gate
Okay.
One gate, in or out.
that you can see. You can't see through the building.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm getting in.
Through the front gate.
I guess I'm going through the front gate.
Are you with the rest of them?
I think that would make sense.
Okay. Okay. Then if we're all here, I'm just gonna casually walk in.
Okay.
Don't need to stop.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
just hang on.
the guards kind of.
Les, before we got inside, would have cast disguise stuff on him to look like a guard as well.
On inside on you?
Like same.
Oh my
Good.
gosh.
Are you wearing the same like?
I'm copying his outfit.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Good.
Oh my word.
Not often we see bigger city guards around here.
We are on a mission from Elzrat. We are just arriving now. We're looking for some people, some criminals who are headed this way. Have you heard or seen anything?
You're not wearing Elziran garb.
No, we're not. I was on. Me and my companions were on way leave from Brothos.
Right. And you're looking for criminals?
Criminals, yes.
Is there a man door open?
I kind of want to see if he's like, I don't know, like.
We have reason to believe that they came through here.
Yes.
Roll persuasion.
Yes, that's my boy.
What was your question here?
Is there a man door? Like, I assume there's a larger gate, and is there like a man door? Just normal human-sized door
You don't
beside
see
that?
one, no. But the gate's sizable enough.
Is it open or locked?
The gate is open.
It's
currently.
open.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
like
can I just slip in
Just-
then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
You
gonna...
have no problem doing it within the chatter and everything. Persuasion? 24.
Also, I've mind linked with Aravae and Taric.
Ooh.
What now?
I know.
We'll find out if it happens.
Really interesting.
When I change shape, am I able to still speak, or do I?
You retain your mental
Yeah, you retain your-
characteristics, all your intelligence, etc., but you can't
Yeah.
speak unless the creature
That's-
you turned into could speak.
It's one of the contracts.
So you can make mousy sounds and you can like signal, however, a mouse with the
I
intelligence
believe
of
at
a
higher
human
levels you might be able to, I'm not sure.
I think you can
Unless
also.
it's something else.
I think you can also like if somebody has some type of like telepathic thing.
Yeah,
you can, like,
I don't believe you can speak out loud. You retain your mental capacity.
Yeah, but like physically, I can't speak.
You
Yeah,
can't cast spell.
because a
and
mouse
your
Yeah,
ability
you
to
really
speak
speak.
are
It is
taken
limited to the capabilities of your beast form, so no, because you're a mouse.
You
But you
do
can
anything a mouse
understand,
could
like
do.
you I believe you can still
Yeah,
understand
you
the
still
languages you
understand.
know.
I wasn't worried about
So
that.
you can
I just
eavesdrop.
wanted to know if I could speak.
So
Yeah,
you can,
and
you
like
can,
a mouse with the mind of a human could,
You could think mentally.
do something.
Like
or,
if someone talked in your head, you could form a coherent response instead of speak.
So I'm with them kind of being like, oh, you're not from here, and kind of dodging the question and like dodging saying anything about like criminals and stuff. Then I'm already just at the gate. I'm like, all right, let me cast the spell then. I don't.
Does
don't
it
time
have somatic or verbal components?
Probably. I wouldn't put it past it. I know it has material. So I pull out a forked stick. Actually, no, wait, it's from my necklace, so I wouldn't need to do
Yeah,
that.
you don't need the material component if it doesn't have a cost associated. But
Yeah, it's verbal, somatic, and material.
are you trying to not be noticed casting it, or are you just going to cast it in front of them?
It's one action. It's 6 seconds. You know what? I'm just gonna let those two talk, kind of back up, and I'm just gonna start kind of, doing whatever it is that casts the spell. Twiddle my fingers a little bit and start casting locate object for the princess's tiara.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Not the best. I think that's either an 11 or a 13. Let me make sure.
Said I have no problem.
That is a 13.
Okay.
But I slip in.
You're not the most
I didn't even
subtle,
roll.
but they are distracted talking to the rest of the party.
Okay.
And Laz is being very persuasive. So you begin casting the spell. And you overhear before you kind of start concentrating Laz, I believe you said, we have reason to believe they came through here. Did you see what they were wearing?
What did you see?
I haven't seen anything, but Captain's seen some things lately.
Could you go get your captain? We need to speak with him.
Kind of share a glance. You can ask you all the way outside, if you don't mind.
We can do that.
The one goes off
Now.
Yeah, basically, I don't know how to say this other than, does he seem evil? Like,
You can roll me an insight check. if
yeah,
you
like
want.
basically, it doesn't look like people rolling. Yeah, does it look more like he's genuinely surprised, or like he's like, oh shit?
Roll me an
jig's
insight
up.
check.
Yeah. That's not great. Insight. That's a total of 10.
Yeah, you don't really get a read on him.
Yeah.
But the one goes to fetch the captain,
Yeah.
and the other sort of ushers you
Yeah.
just outside the gates and stands at his post, kind of watching you.
I made it inside.
You made it inside with Mouse Fonkin
Mouse
in your pocket.
I just briefly communicate mentally to Aravae that I'm in the walls.
And without saying anything, she says, "Oh, okay, awesome." Apparently, and she fills him in on that the captain might know some strange things occurring.
Okay.
I have no idea why or what, but that the guard went to go get him.
Right.
So as you begin scouting around,
How close are the buildings to each other? Are these like, what does it look like? I guess just describe me to town, I don't know.
yeah, it's now that you're in, it's a pretty small village overall. Like you can see the walls extending for a reasonable distance, but you kind of get the lay of almost the whole place. Like you could walk across it in a reasonable amount of time. Like within the visibility time, you'd probably make it to the other
Okay.
side.
I want to keep,
Yeah,
on
most of the buildings
sidelines.
that you see that are like houses are pretty small, look like single family. You see a couple bigger ones like a tavern kind of style.
Would it be
building.
reasonable to climb up on a roof and go from roof to roof, or are they too spread out for that?
It'd be really hard to do without making enough noise.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just
they're a little spread out.
go around kind of behind places
Yeah.
and
As you scout around, you notice many of the houses and buildings have what looks like hastily erected barricades on the windows. Some of the doors have kind of chains or bars.
it looks like they may be trying to keep something out
You
that
get that
has
sense,
happened recently.
Or keep the people in.
Yeah, the boards are from the inside of the house.
On the windows, you see like boards on the inside.
Okay.
Like a few doors that are open, you spot like you know the hotel like chain lock. You see those kind of things hanging on a few of them. You also see a couple buildings that have currently broken windows, and those buildings. You see one that the door is hanging on its hinges.
It's hanging on its hinges.
So it's like broken.
Does it look like abandoned?
No. It looks like broken but occupied. You can hear kind of general noise from within it. You can't really make it out completely what it is.
Fonkin, you want to take a peek? Squeak. I just whisper. I pick him out of my pocket and just put him on the windowsill.
He will not be visible anymore.
It's a mouse.
He's a mouse.
Okay, so
There's mice.
you
It's a
put him
dirty
on the
town.
windowsill
It's
and
a dirty little gross town.
Funkin blips
There's
into
vermin.
existence. So the window's broken in this house, and then the door is off. It's like hanging off the edge of its hinges.
Is there anything below the window that I can jump onto?
Below it, there'd be
If I don't
like
see anything, I can just put them on
some
the floor.
planters.
How does fall damage work as a mouse?
I'll just put you on the ground.
How does
If I don't see anything for him to jump down to, I'm like, sure, put him on the ground.
I just stand there just looking around like I can't do anything from the window. But yeah, once I'm on the ground. I guess I'll just start exploring the house, see what I can find.
Okay. So you get inside and you notice it looks like a house on the outside, but you do see like some shelves with jars of unknown material. Most of the jars are closed and sealed. A few of them that are clear, you see plants and herbs that you would probably recognize. But yeah, you see that a few different places. Roll me a perception check.
I'm gonna circle around behind the house, see if there's any other windows or doors, cellar doors.
Just a straight roll.
Perception.
So, straight roll?
Straight.
I'm sorry, I just have the meta stat block up here. 15.
Because he keeps his mental stats.
Oh,
so he would actually get his wisdom
yeah.
bonus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so 15. As you look around more, you see. Yeah, you're on the ground, so you can see like a few places on the floor where there's kind of scuffs that look fresh, like from shoes, well, scuffing the floor. And you can kind of track it to a couple shelves that appear to be fairly empty. Eric, as you go around the back, the windows on the side and back of the house are intact. There is no rear door or cellar door that you notice, though.
Okay. For the broken window in the front, does it look like someone tried to get in the window? Or is it just...
You can make me an investigation check. I will do that.
Investigation. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
You don't really see signs of, like, judging by like the height of the window and the stuff in front of it, the stuff in front of it doesn't seem disturbed, so it doesn't look like someone tried to climb in through the window. More likely that something went out of it.
Okay. Like the glass. Is it glass?
No, it would have been like kind of thin
Like a shutter or
shutters that are kind of broken and
Okay.
splintered.
And there's like debris from that on like the outside of the house? That
Yeah,
was
as you look
pushed
around, you
out?
see like,
Yeah.
I mean, the big parts are all missing, so they've probably been cleaned up. You see like splinters of wood here and there.
So something was pushed out the window or thrown out the window or something.
That's your general, what you
Okay.
get a sense of, yeah. Ace, you've cast the spell, so you're kind of focusing your energies. 1,000 feet is a huge amount.
Yes.
So you basically get a sense of what you feel is like pretty much the entire village. And while you probe and try to focus on this tiara, you don't notice anything else, I'm assuming. Like, it just says you can locate a specific object known to be seen up close.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a specific object, and then if it is within the range, I know the direction
you
of
know.
it, and if it's in motion.
Yes. So after the 10 minutes, you thoroughly conclude that it is not within your range. And you're not very good at math. So make me just a straight intelligence roll.
Okay. That is 3.
Yeah, so you've concluded it's not within your range, but you're not really 100% sure how far you traveled from the fork in the road to here.
Right.
Because you do know that it was about 11 miles to the portal that Laz investigated.
Yes.
But you were not actually sure how far you traveled from the fork to the village. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And 2 other intelligent people are inside.
Yes.
Gosh, yeah.
Both of the intelligent people are not with you.
Yep.
So, but you do conclude that it's not in the village. Yeah, okay. You don't know whether or not there's lead. It just says lead blocks.
Yeah.
Which is very stupid of them. But
I would be like, I mean,
you're
I'll take my odds that it's not
yeah,
behind
you're
a bunch
confident
of
it's
lead.
not
Yeah.
here.
I would just come up to Taric and Les then, and I'd just be like, doesn't seem to be in the village. I still don't fully trust these guys, but something might be up.
Is there civilians? Or anyone milling about?
Here and there, like now that it's
Evening, I
getting
guess
on
people
towards
get home.
evening, like you hear a little bit of activity from like the tavern that was kind of on your route. And you see lights in most of the houses.
But not in the one with the broken door.
No, the lights are on, and you hear like
Oh.
the shuffling about of people. You don't you're outside, but you don't get a.
Can I take a look inside the window
Yeah,
or the door? Or just
Neither of
see?
you see them in like the main area of the house
Okay.
building where you are. You can hear they're further into the house. There's at least one closed door between you and them that you can spot.
Can I fit under the door?
Yeah, you're a mouse.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would like to go take a look.
Okay. Yeah, you squeeze under the door and you see just a human man and human woman kind of talking to each other about, as you listen to the conversation, it sounds like they're talking about what's missing. They're trying to sort of take inventory and they're shuffling through like a stack of papers. What you'd guess might be like a ledger of some kind of what they have. But they're not talking too much, they're just sort of back and forthing, like flipping through papers, like scanning through lists of things basically.
Okay. Do I see anything else of interest in the room?
No, this room's not very big. It appears to be, I guess, like an office of some kind. You see a desk, quill and ink on it, a couple chairs, a lantern hanging in the middle to provide a reasonable amount of light, and then one small cupboard off to the side.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the room then.
Okay.
Is there anything else in the building that seems of interest?
You see a couple bedrooms, doors are open, you don't hear anybody down that way, and then like a restroom sort of area, but you don't really see anything interesting or hear any other voices.
Okay.
As you kind of wander around that area though, you don't notice any more of the like scuff marks or anything like that were on the floor.
Okay. I'm probably gonna head back to that broken window then.
Do I see you?
You don't.
I
see,
mean,
yeah, you
I'm
don't
not
see
hiding
him.
from you.
You don't see him, so
Yeah, I'm gonna be just like that. I'm gonna stand up and look for you. If I don't see you,
sniff the air.
I just kind of like scuff the dirt nearby him with my boot. Just so he can kind of see that there's someone there.
I mean, I still can't really do anything. I'll be like, oh,
Do you like go towards the?
well, that's outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you kind of come back through the house, and you said you went kind of out to the window, or
I went to the window, but he's on the other side of
Oh,
the
we
window,
were in the
right?
house still.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, he's outside.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm still just standing there.
You can hear the direction of his voice, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't climb up. Like,
No, you'd probably like look in the direction of his voice. So
Sure, I mean, I'd be looking up at the window and like out the window and just trying to like.
do you
just
squeak,
waiting.
or do you just sit?
I just sit there.
Fuck.
Sorry, I'm not here, Fonkin.
I know.
Picked a good name.
Is there any holes in the wall other than the window?
Fucking the front door.
Yeah, the door's still open as well. The wall's intact.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go out the front door then. And I'll try to like go to the spot where I think you are, and I'll just hang out, I guess.
Pick you up.
Okay. Now I'm floating mouse.
Put you in my pocket.
A floating mouse.
Is he seeing?
I mean, I won't be invisible anymore, right? Because now I'm just a floating mouse
Actually,
in
yeah,
the
no,
pocket.
you would no longer be. You wouldn't turn invisible because
when I pick him
It's-
up and put him in my pocket, he's
no,
not covered by that.
no, because anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible when the spell is cast. So
It doesn't like
I don't believe you
invisibility
can pick
cloak
stuff up
it,
and
or
it
like-
turns invisible. I don't think so.
DM really.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. I would say probably not. He would.
So he'd be floating mouse.
He'd just be kind of
Okay.
jumbling around.
I kind of noticed that. Put him back down. Like, keep close.
Floating mouse, flying tiger.
I. So there's boards on all the wall windows and stuff.
Not all of them, but some.
I want to find out why this is happening. Can I go to the tavern and see if I can drop some eaves? See if people are talking about current events.
Yeah, you could head that way. So it's back.
Either-
It's back towards the front gate
Yeah.
where you came.
If there isn't something obviously visual that I can see that's like, oh, go check that out, then I want to hear what people are talking about.
Yeah. So you make your way back. The tavern door is currently closed, but you can hear chatter from the windows.
Is there
They are
any-
intact.
Okay. Does it look fortified in any way?
Can't tell from outside whether or not the door is, but as you get to the windows, because they are open, you kind of take a look at them and you see there appears to be some inner reinforcements that are open.
And the other
right now.
building with the door that was busted, it looked like a shop? Or
Kind of a
something?
shop house.
House shop?
Yeah,
Okay.
they had stuff like shelves and wares on the wall, but it wasn't like the shop you guys were at in the city.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, is there a back door or an open window, or wait for someone to slip in to go in the front door and I can slip in behind them?
As you begin to scout around,
Second floor window?
no exterior stairs, but you begin to scout around the building to try and find an entrance. We're going to cut back to the gate. So you guys have been waiting, probably chit-chatting a little bit. The guard returns with another human, looks a little bit older, a little bit of a grizzled beard. Currently is limping, favoring his leg reasonably. Doesn't look like a war wound he's used to.
Yeah.
Like you can see on his face like it kind of hurts.
Yeah, it's recent.
So he approaches, I guess the four of you
Yep.
are there. Yes. Okay. So approaches the four of you. So the guard that he's with stays at the gate
Yep.
opposite his partner. He kind of comes out to meet you guys. So my man here tells me that you're hunting criminals that you believe came through here.
That is correct.
Tell me more. He kind of adjusts to not be leaning on his leg so much.
Might as well lean over and whisper to his ear. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I'll take the lead on this one. We're searching for a group of cultists who made an attack on the capital not that long ago, made off with very important people, and escaped with them. We are searching after them. And if you are protecting them, I would highly suggest you give them up. If you know anything about them, I would suggest you tell us very quickly. This is a time-sensitive mission, and I would recommend that you give up any information that you may have.
As you mention all of this,
Yep.
you notice his brow furrow at the word cultists.
Okay.
Like a quizzical look.
Yeah.
Almost. Cultists. Did you get a good view of what they looked like?
Yes, and I will describe what they look like because
I
Steffen.
wasn't very close to a lot of the action, hey?
Really, no. He inspected them because you
Yeah.
sent your servant to pilfer them.
Yeah.
So you probably didn't get a great look.
Yeah.
And even during the battle, like
Yeah.
I would
No,
have
you
seen
were
them come
kind of
through.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have noticed like the stitching that I mentioned on their robes from the distance. You would have seen they were wearing what looked like black robes. But those of you that were close, you inspected.
It was like black robes with some sort of
with like
trim.
stitching from basically the feet all the way up to the shoulders
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
And you noticed because you had kind of took a closer look at it that it was like a shiny, almost goldish
Yes.
yellow.
I'm going to put my palm up and just summon an image of what he describes.
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned like the ropes and everything.
Isn't that a concentration spell?
It's not, I just text.
Okay, thank you.
So the captain leans in and looks at you, looks at the image, looks around like, sees it's getting dark out. I think you should follow me.
Do it. Yeah, like
he
I
turns around and starts heading.
I
into
follow him, but like I want to on that. I want to like insight check him to see if he's like leading me into a trap.
All
or
of us?
Yep.
Yep.
Come on.
All four of you that he sees.
Everybody lets Eric know what's happening.
Okay, so you just like mind talk to him.
Yeah, I was
Okay, insight check.
noted.
Insight check. Okay, that's better. That's
One of
better.
the core tenets of this character is he doesn't check insights. But I want it so bad.
16.
16.
Let's take
You
everything
don't
at
feel like
face
you're being led
value.
into a trap.
Okay.
He seems on edge.
Yeah. Yeah. I got that.
So he heads in to the village.
Just on observation,
Yeah.
does it look like this injury is old or recent?
You would guess, based on how he's favoring his leg and the pain on his face you saw as he approached you guys, it seems recent, or at least painful enough that if it is old, it's maybe flared up. Probably would have to ask to find out.
I can't just observe.
You don't see any injury. You just see him, like,
Yeah.
limping,
Alright.
favoring his leg.
Sure, okay.
So, he starts to head in basically straight
Yep.
down kind of the main road of
Yep.
the village. You two probably see this. Obviously, the captain doesn't mean anything to you, but you see the rest of your party traipsing behind him, and they're not in chains or anything like that.
Okay. Do they seem well in handle of their situation? Yeah.
Eric would have
I-
talked to you about it.
Yeah, she mentioned to you that
Okay, yeah.
they basically talked to the captain, told him about the cultists, and he said, "Follow me."
Mm-hmm.
So what is Arave's take on this that you would have told Airic? Are you like, I don't know what's going on, are you
Aravae
concerned?
would probably. I don't think she has any vibes of concern. I think she's gonna be like, I think we're going the right way. I think there's something up, but not too sure what it is. But the captain seems really nice, but really stressed. It's also
Is there a limit to this mind link?
How so?
Like
Distance
talking
25 words only.
Yeah.
It is two-way communication between myself and whoever I've linked for a number of hours. The dice I've rolled within 1 mile, so 4 hours.
Cool. Yeah. So it's sending on mega steroids.
It is.
There's no limit to
It's-
and
But it's within range, and you have to link to them. So okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure.
Myself and the person I've linked with can end it at any time,
Right.
and they must speak a language, not one that I also speak.
They just need to.
They have to speak a language.
So they just get babble fished.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
everybody-
for 4 hours within a mile.
Cool. So you relay this information.
That we're following the captain of the guard, but it seems everything's so far so good. but that I wouldn't reveal yourself quite yet.
Noted. Keep me informed. Also, I'd blame Taric if need be.
Oh, that could be a good time. Okay.
By this point, it's probably been close to half an hour
Okay. Yeah, I'm
For-
keeping an eye on the sun.
for reference.
If there's sun up,
It's going down.
general.
It's kind of starting to disappear behind the
Right.
trees. So, after a little while walking, he leads you to what looks like a pretty heavily fortified building.
Sorry.
Definitely has, it's a stone foundation for the first about 4 feet or so, and then wood.
Okay.
You can see though, like the windows don't have shutters; they have bars, and it's a very heavy, thick wooden door that pulls out a big key ring, unlocks 3 locks on the door,
Okay.
and swings it open pretty quickly. And heads inside. And as you guys look, you see, looks like a barracks. You would easily recognize
Yeah.
this sort of setup.
Yeah.
You can see weapons kind of hanging on the wall in one corner. Quite a few racks of them. Most of them are not occupied with weapons currently.
Okay.
And you see, like, in another corner, like an old-looking wooden desk, and he limps his way over to it and sits himself down, winces in pain as he kind of adjusts in his seat. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys follow in.
Yes.
Okay. Cultists in black robes. Said embroidery on them.
That's correct.
How many days ago was this?
4 or 5 days ago.
This would be the 5th day.
Yeah.
You spent a day overnight, and then this is 4 days of travel. What did they take? That's classified.
It's very important to get back.
Right.
Why don't we just lay it all on the table? It seems as though you know exactly what we're talking about.
About 8 weeks ago, we had a break-in at the blacksmith's. And I'm sure, as you've noticed, this is a pretty small village. We don't have break-ins. I have my men posted around to keep the peace. They're trained, they're armed, but a place like this, people know each other well enough not to mess with one another.
Like,
Happened at night, so I posted a night guard for a few days. Nothing happened, so I took them off. Didn't want to have too many people working late.
like,
And then about a week later, another one. This time at the tavern. So I posted a night guard again. And this time I kept them posted for a little longer. About another week goes by. My men are patrolling and they hear noise. It's very late. Probably past midnight, if I had to guess. They go to investigate, and as they turn a corner, they see in the torchlight someone booking it towards the northern gate of the village. They're pretty far behind, so they give chase, but they manage to slip out before they can catch up. The gates are supposed to be closed at night. This one wasn't fully open. They found my 2 men laying on the ground. Alive, but clearly attacked. This has been going on for, like I said, about 2 months now. We've come close to catching them 3 times. but so far nothing. I figured I'm a little older, but I've still got a spring in my step. Maybe I'll run a night watch with the boys and see if I can't catch them. I have a pretty sharp eye. That was last night. So, herbalist shop. Hear the same kind of noises. Run over. Doors broken, windows are broken. See people running. Try to give chase. You know, there's not a lot of us, but we're trying to herd them maybe into a corner where we could catch them.
Yeah.
I've only seen one of them so far in this chase. Only ever seen one from what we can tell. Then all of a sudden I hear a very familiar noise. He labors and gets up out of the chair, walks over to the door that you guys came in through, which is closed again.
Yeah.
And he opened it quickly the first time.
Yeah.
This time he opens it slowly, and you hear as the hinges squeak.
Yeah.
This door never squeaks when you open it quickly. And everybody who's on the guard knows that. And it's quite loud, like it's a piercing noise. So, in the dark dead of night, when everyone's asleep and quiet, you could probably hear it from a good distance.
Yeah.
So, I tell you, I keep the keys to this place. And this door was locked. But I heard it open, so I broke off. And as I got close, 3 of them come running out, carrying weapons that had clearly been taken from the walls. 3rd one's not as fast, so I try to give chase. Getting close. But it's dark. I hit a rut in the road. And as I start to fall, I thought, it's now or never. Take a swing with my sword. And I heard him cry out in pain. And I found, and he reaches, as he sat back down at the desk, he pulls a drawer open.
Yeah.
It's a fold of cloth, about a foot or so, black, with yellow and gold embroidery. It's ripped from a sword swipe, and there's a little bit of blood on it. So let me tell you, it's a bit weird to have a ragtag-looking group of adventurers show up the next day saying they're looking for the same thing.
This was just last night that you found this piece of cloth?
What did they steal?
Well, it's over the course of a couple months, weapons from us, supplies from the tavern, blacksmith tools, a whole manner of herbs and things from the herbalist. I don't really know what they got from them. Just
Wait,
about
Sorry,
every
would
shop
the
in
herbalist
town.
know what was taken? Just curious.
They probably have a list of what they have, so they might have a list of what they're missing.
Okay.
You said they left out of the northern gate? When you...
Yeah. When I was chasing them, they were heading that way as well.
What's to the north of this place?
Well, that's the thing that's odd to me. It's nothing but dense forest. You know, we have a bit of a hunting ground for game, but we don't travel too deep into it. It's pretty immense from what I figure.
Any ruins or anything like that? Caves at all?
Ruins, not that I know of. Caves, possibly.
Right.
Like I said, I haven't traveled very far in. Our hunters, they travel far enough in to hunt game and bring it back, but they've never mentioned any caves that I know of.
Have you've said this has been going on for 2 months.
Yes.
Have you not sent out any parties to go searching for these ne'er-do-wells?
Well, we've tried. You know, my men are decent enough trackers for game, but game aren't smart enough to cover their tracks. So we've been in and out. We know they always seem to come from the north gate, but it's such random intervals we've never been able to catch them. But last night was the first night that any of us managed to get close enough to injure one. So, yeah, he shows the cloth to you and there's dried blood on it. And cut like that, he's gonna be bleeding for a while. I figure I got him pretty good.
Right.
So, if they're running back in there, I can't imagine they cleaned up all the blood that followed them out. But that rut in the ground screwed me up bad.
Ace. You said you're able to find stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you use this to find stuff?
I mean, I can find an object I've seen. If I'm looking at that, it's right there. I don't need to use it to...
The logic.
But like the rest of it.
I don't think he's a bloodhound.
Are we sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I guess I could. I've seen the robes of the guys before. If it is... But the problem is we don't even know if that's the people we're looking for. We don't know if that's just a coincidence and there's just some petty thieves around here.
So, as a reminder, Taric, when you investigated the bodies, you got a really good look at the robes in terms of the make of them and everything. And I believe I mentioned they looked smooth, but they felt rough.
Yeah.
Which seemed unusual.
Yeah.
So, if you look at this piece,
Yeah.
the embroidery looks familiar,
Yeah.
but the giveaway for you is the feel of it is
Gotcha.
identical.
Okay. Yeah. This is the same. One and the same. You better get started. Thank you, Captain.
So are you here to help us then? Because I haven't called for aid outside of the village. Again, it seems a little...
May return to help, but first we need to recover what was taken from Elzerat.
Right.
And we may help deal with this problem if they get in the way.
It seems at the moment our interests may align with yours.
It does seem that way. Tell you what. If you can find them and they're not too far from here, I would really love to have one alive to question.
More than doable.
I could see about taking up a collection of sorts from people in the treasury. Offer a reward, I suppose.
We'll see what we can do. Don't worry yourself too much about it.
We gratefully accept the reward. In the meantime, is there a place that we can rest and recuperate before we pursue these villains?
If you're going to stay the night, there is a tavern in town. We passed it on the way in. It's usually pretty quiet. Not a lot of travelers stay more than a night at a time here, where there's no road leading anywhere else but back to the main road.
As we are in all likelihood helping you out with your problem, would we be able to have accommodations taken care for us in exchange for the service we provide?
I don't have the power to make that decision.
We'll cover our own accommodations. It's fine.
I can look into it if we come out the other side in a positive light.
We'll
That
cover
would
our
be
own
up to me
for
anyways.
What is the place called?
where we are.
Which place?
No, this tavern.
The tavern is called the Red Giant.
Okay. Well, it is getting pretty late, isn't it?
Closing in on an hour from all the talking
Hint, hint,
and
nudge,
walking.
nudge.
I could.
Am I-
The rest?
Is there anything I've been able to glean? Have I been able to hear
Yeah,
conversations?
listening into conversations.
Did I get inside, or am I
No
listening
one's.
through an open window?
Yeah, no one's gone in or out.
Is there a back door for the kitchen, or something like that?
You do notice a back door. It's pretty firmly shut as well, though.
During the conversation, Airic, I think, would talk to Airic and just mention, hey, so there's been a series of break-ins. It looks like the apothecary was broken into. If you're not still invisible, it might be a good idea to go ask exactly what might have been taken from there. Might give us an insight as to, well, depending on what they stole.
It's true.
Okay.
Can't hear that. But...
Fonkin, I think we did take a look around there a little bit, and Fonkin, I think he heard some folks talking about. I don't know what they were talking about, but he heard some folks talking in the apothecary. So
Maybe get the specifics?
yeah, I'll ask him when he's. No.
In terms of what you've heard from the windows, mostly the people that are in there just general chatter. Like you do hear the odd mention about what's been going on lately, but
Okay.
mostly just people brainstorming, I guess.
Was it the apothecary that they went into?
Herbalist, apothecary.
It was,
yeah.
okay.
That's where you two went to.
Not really much of interest.
Well, I mean, if
My
you
end.
ask them, they are going, if they have an inventory of what was taken and what wasn't.
Okay. I guess I can't drop my own invisibility.
No.
If you take
Other
damage,
than attacking someone, but
No,
you don't
keep
know
it
that.
taking damage, but it's attacking and casting a spell.
it's what? No, I'm sorry.
Attacking or casting a spell, but not
Taking
taking
damage is
Oh,
a constitution-
attacking or
is a-
taking a
is
spell.
concentration check.
Oh. Okay, gotcha, I think. Attack the ground!
Can I,
He actually
Fuck
doesn't.
it.
He actually doesn't know that.
because I haven't really discovered anything super interesting on my own sneaking, can I just kind of hang out behind the tavern or somewhere out of sight and wait for the invisibility to pass, and then when I am visible, kind of casually walk out and go into the tavern as a normal patron, buy a drink, sit down, overhear some conversation, maybe casually ask some comments as an out-of-towner, ask some questions about what's been going on.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
For sure.
Maybe with, I guess, Fonkin with me if he also doesn't
Yeah,
have
your,
to,
your
but
mouse form would end right about the same time.
Or whenever I want.
Or yeah, you can end it early.
I'm just gonna, I'm
If
telling
you don't,
I'm
it
gonna,
will end at that point.
I'm gonna
Just
go
the same
in.
time.
Bursts out of his pocket.
I'm gonna go in there and see if I can listen. Just see if I can find out anything. See what kind of beverages they have around here, if anything. You can join me if you like, or you can hang out here, or go back, join the others, or whatever you like.
I will see what I can find. I'm just gonna start walking around the village, just seeing if anything jumps out at me that looks suspicious or
Just
out
as
of
yourself.
place. Yeah, just by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, you see more of the general view you got of what you've seen so far. Some windows and doors have been boarded up or chained up. Some you can see have sustained damage that's been kind of somewhat hastily repaired. The blacksmith area is more of an open sort of area. You can see the door that leads kind of into the sort of inner portion appears to be pretty heavily reinforced. Unsurprising, as it's a blacksmith. But it looks like the iron bars that have been kind of added to the door look pretty new. Okay. But overall, you see more of the same kind of thing, like places that have been damaged and fortified, and you're
There's
walking
nothing
around as
suspicious,
yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, not really a lot of people on the street. Most of them are in their houses. You can see, burning firelight and things coming out, but nothing sticks out to you as suspicious. No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just return to the tavern and just hang out.
Okay. Yeah, so Airic, you go in. Decent sized place. It's not particularly fancy, but it's comfortable enough. You're grabbing a drink and just kind of sitting down at the first
Just a
table.
cup of something, and if they have some bread or cheese or whatever, something to snack on.
Yeah, this place isn't super fancy, so like you grab a drink and a
Hunk of ham, I don't know.
yeah. Basically, it's like 1 silver for just like a cheap drink.
Yeah.
And you, the first table you find is, you do notice everyone in here is human.
Okay.
You get a small group of people sitting.
I got my hood down. I'm not trying to be shady or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go pick a table by myself, but close by
Okay,
to
so you're
others.
just kind of listening in.
Yeah. Not trying to like be all creepy about it, but just like
People give you looks. You're
kinda
pretty
look-
heavily armed.
give them a nod.
Yeah, there's a lot of looks of like they kind of glance at you as you walk by and shift their chairs in a bit and huddle up a bit more. You can make me a perception check to try and listen in a bit more closely.
Okay. So that's a 9, but I'm gonna do this thing for a total of 12. Does that get me any better?
That'll get you a little better, yeah. I mean, the general chatter you can hear is largely people discussing like the shop that was broken into last night, which was the herbalist shop. You hear like a general, not like dissent, but sort of a like, why aren't the guards doing anything? Like, this has been going on for a couple months now. Like, why haven't they called in reinforcements? Like, like that guy or something. Because you're pretty well armed, and like, you have probably you have the look of an adventurer, so, or a mercenary to the untrained eye.
Sure.
So, you get the feeling that people are, getting pretty fed up with what's been going on. So the rest of you finish up with the guard captain. Anything before you head to the tavern?
No, I don't. So
Try to get straight there.
So yeah, the rest of you make it in. I'm assuming you're resting for the night and grabbing food and whatnot.
Yeah.
Get to sleep in a proper bed.
Yeah.
So nice. So yeah, Airic, you get the general feeling that people are unhappy with what's been happening and starting to wonder if it's ever going to change.
Okay.
So they're looking for something to change. Basically, is what you're hearing overall.
Was there anyone that seemed receptive to me, like, chiming in and asking specifically what's been going on or anything like that? Or were they all huddled away and suspicious?
Do you approach anybody, or are you at your table?
Maybe if there's making eye contact, if someone's chatting about it. Like,
Most people you make eye contact with do the classic thing where you make eye contact with a stranger and you both look away immediately.
Yeah.
Well, you probably don't look away, but most of them do that. A couple of them like make eye contact with you, kind of look you up and down a little bit. And
If
then get back
there's
to their conversations.
a larger group of people who are more loudly talking or whatever, I might get up and go, not like sit down with them, but kind of stand by the table and be like, I couldn't help but overhearing you been having trouble with bandits or Something like that lately.
Something like that. You mercenary?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, the guards really aren't seem to do much about it, so
Sounds like guards.
My place is one of the only places that hasn't been broken into yet, and I can't really afford to board it up and keep my doors closed all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed some of the windows had boards on them, the doors.
Yeah, I feel lucky so far, but it's I can only help but feel it's only a matter of time. No one's doing anything about it.
They hurt anybody?
Not that I know of, no. They steal a lot of stuff.
Just taking shit?
Yeah, the only people I've heard of getting hurt are guards. Probably because they're in the way, but...
The guards get hurt?
A few of them, yeah. Get knocked out or...
Yeah.
Cut where they're not wearing armor.
Sure.
But...
Taking... just trinkets or tools or gold or what?
Just about everything from what I've heard. All the major shops have been raided. I heard they even got the armory, which scares me. If they're grabbing more weapons, I hate to think what's coming next.
I think they're getting ready for a big assault.
I hope not, but why else would you steal weapons?
Yeah.
You gonna do something about it?
Might. These folks got a name or color they fly under?
Nothing I've heard, no.
They from here or outside?
I can't imagine they'd be from here. We all know each other, Like,
Yeah.
most of my neighbors I've known my whole life. I can't think of anybody doing something like this that I would know. I feel like they do stuff like this are messed up in the head, What have we got to offer that they feel like they got to take everything from us?
I was kind of thinking the same thing. No offense. I've just seen shinier targets, as it were.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're a little village in the middle of the forest, I don't see why us, right? I'm sure getting tired of it, so I'd love to see this come to an end,
They don't attack nobody. They only come at night.
As far as I know, yeah, it's only ever been at night. And the only people that have been attacked are guards, which I figure is probably because they're trying to get in their way.
Seem strange if a group of people taking stuff but they don't hurt nobody and they only come at night would suddenly turn on the assault, Maybe they're looking to hit a different target and they're just using you as resource.
Maybe. I couldn't tell you, man.
Do you know of anywhere nearby that they might like to, maybe they have a hideout or something like that? If they're not from the town, they gotta be sleeping somewhere.
In the woods somewhere, I hear they always run out the north gate out into the woods, but
Okay. Northwise.
it's a big forest, man. I don't know much of what's beyond the walls of this village,
That's fair.
So at this point, the rest of you guys
I just might do something about it.
that'd be nice to see. Turns back to his group and they keep talking. The rest of you guys walk in. We sit down and start chatting about what everyone's found out, do a little recon. But we will pick that up another time. So for now, we will end the session there.
Nice.